And gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binary, non-gender conforming people of all shapes, sizes, and colors, welcome to the first ever live broadcast of the Mr. Fox Show. I'm so unbelievably happy to be here right now. Genuinely, hello, here's my face. I'm here. I'm Mr. Fox. You may also call me Patrick if you wish. I'm so excited to be here, generally. This has been something that I've been considering doing for a very, very long time. For those of you that don't know me, I kind of actually already do this professionally for governments and companies and corporations. I do live streams of classes on how to be a better communicator, how to resolve conflict, how to understand your own emotional intelligence, you name it, that's what I do. And you know what? It's about time that I do a little bit of that for myself here. So I'm so excited to be bringing you the first episode where we'll be playing Civilization 6 Gathering Storm with the brand new New Frontiers update. It's good stuff. You know what? Let me make sure I can see my chat here, because the reason I'm doing this live is very simple. I want to be able to talk to you. I don't like the idea of shooting a video ahead of time and then coming back to it and not having the opportunity to interact with an audience here. And while I only have 3 concurrent viewers at this moment, considering I was very, very prepared to be doing this with exactly 0, I am floored with 3 people. What are we going to do here today? Well, the stream title is Worship the Old Gods with Bull Moose Teddy. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to be playing the brand new Bull Moose Teddy Roosevelt, leader of the American civilization, and going for a culture victory while using the Voidsingers as our backup. So here's what I'm going to do. For those of you that aren't super familiar with Civilization, a lot of the game actually is decided before it ever even starts. The way you set up your map, the civilizations you choose, the number of players, all of that sets the stage for the game that you're about to play. And the time that you spend in this moment can really affect what you're going to be able to do. So we're going to set up the game. Here's my plan. I'm going to set up the game for an ideal Bull Moose Teddy game so that we can have something fun and exciting to play. We're going to launch it. We're going to see what we get. And if the map is garbage, well, I have a backup save already created just in case. Because this game isn't super fun when you spawn in the middle of, say, the giant tundra with no food around you and no forests or hills to keep your production going. And so we're going to do a little bit of tweaking of the map to try and make sure we end up with something good. We're going to be playing on the Emperor difficulty here today, and in case you're curious about that, I know a number of YouTube streamers stream on Deity, which is the hardest difficulty, and it's a fun way to play, to be sure, but I'm not here to try and demonstrate that I'm a super professional Civ 6 player. I'm here to help you maybe understand some of the basic mechanics of the game, maybe appreciate the beauty and the design of this game. I love this game. I love a lot of things, to be honest, but I love this game especially. And the Emperor difficulty is right where the game stops getting more difficult because the AI is making better decisions, and starts being about where the AI becomes more difficult because it starts getting unfair advantages, where they spawn with additional units, additional settlers, so that they can start more cities right as the game begins. And as we talk about it, the sooner you get your cities going, the more value they produce over time. This is a game where investments made in the early stages pay huge dividends in the later stage. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to set up the map to be excellent for us, and I'm going to pick the Primordial Map Type. Primordial Map Type basically creates an early version of the Earth where there's lots of volcanoes and mountains and a lot of unpredictable terrain. And the reason we want that is because of Bull Moose Teddy's bonuses. He has the Antiquities and Parks bonus. This is actually going to be a stream where I say nice things about America. I'm sure we could all use that if you're an American, even if you're not an American. Now has not exactly been the most, let's say, pride-inspiring times in American history, but Bull Moose Teddy represents some of the best parts of America, and this is demonstrated through his leader ability, which is called Antiquities and Parks. So in Civilization 6, a big part of the game is the tiles themselves. You can think about it as like a very complex board game, and each individual tile, dictates what's going on, what it'll produce, what sort of resources you'll get from it. And with Bull Moose Teddy, beautiful land. land with breathtaking appeal. That means that they're usually on the coast or in the foothills of mountains, and they might be adjacent to forests or sitting on a lake. All those things increase the appeal of the tile. And if a tile manages to reach the breathtaking, which is 4 or more appeal, if it's adjacent to a mountain or a natural wonder, you get +2 science on that tile. If it's adjacent to a wonder built by your civilization, a world wonder, or a woods, even if it's been improved by a lumber mill, I think, it grants +2 culture to the adjacent tiles. And once you have a national park in your city, all of your tiles gain +1 appeal. So as the game goes on, you'll eventually start producing science and culture on many of your tiles throughout your empire. The rest of America's bonuses are tied to the civilization themselves, so they're not tied to Bull Moose Teddy, so they're the same among the other versions of Teddy. Founding Fathers takes your diplomatic policy slots, which are the green ones that are normally used for affecting how you do diplomacy with city-states. Those get converted to wild card slots. This is representing Teddy's big stick policy, the idea that you don't always have to rely on classic diplomacy. Sometimes you can use a little military might to get what you need. The P-51 Mustang is a late game fighter unit. Air combat's not super important in most Civ games, so it's not a very impactful unit in most games. While the film studio is a late game tourism building, meaning it's built in the theater square, and it increases 100% tourism pressure coming from this city. What that means is that all those national parks, all those incredible, beautiful tiles will be producing a ton of tourism in the late game. We're going to play on a standard size map, which is for 8 players. We're going to enable the Secret Societies mode, which is the only one we're going to use of the new special modes. Secret Societies basically gives you additional governors and governor titles to further customize your Civ, and we plan to be joining the Voidsingers this game. We'll talk about that. I'm going to crank the disaster intensity up to 4 because it's more fun, and I like when tiles get fertilized. So we have ourselves plus 7 other leaders. I'm actually going to remove 1 leader, and that's because I want there to be slightly more land available for us. I like the silver Teddy color. I'm going to increase the number of city-states to fill in that empty space because I like city-states quite a lot. Not because it's not because it's an advantage for Bull Moose Teddy, but because I like it. Resources, we're going to stay on standard. You might want to kick that up depending on which Civ you're playing. You can now select which natural wonders you can get. I'm going to drop out Cliffs of Dover because it's terrible. Goodbye, Cliffs of Dover. And how about... what's the other one? Eye of the Sahara. I'm not a big fan of that one. Drop the Eye of the Sahara. And we'll just do that. We'll leave it at that. We're just going to get rid of those two natural wonders because they're not that great. But Bull Moose Teddy loves natural wonders. We're going to have a new world, which encourages more hills and mountains. More mountains means more appeal, which means better tiles for us because of antiquities and parks. I'm going to keep the... Actually, no, I'm going to do a standard temperature, which means that we should have a balanced amount of tundra and desert. Tundra tends to be higher appeal than desert, but desert tends to have more land that you can develop into things like seaside resorts, so we're going to keep it like that. I'm going to increase the amount of rainfall to wet to encourage more woods and rainforest. And then I'm going to put the sea level on low to encourage more land. The more land you have, the more national parks you have. Unfortunately, you can't build a national park on oceans unless there's a coastal natural wonder in it, so we may not be able to do any of that, so we want more land. By the way, I'm wearing my Glacier National Park t-shirt as we speak to represent our friend Bull Moose Teddy today. We're going to do no turn limit because I don't like when the game just randomly ends. We should win, hopefully, before the time limit, but I just don't like it. And then we are going to launch the game with this setup. I'm kind of contemplating adding another AI back in. Do I want to? No, let's leave it. All right, so we're going to load the game. We're going to launch the game here. We're going to hear the lovely Sean Bean talk about our friend Teddy Roosevelt while the game loads. Shouldn't take too long. I have this game installed on my NVMe drive, which is a very fast hard drive, although a standard size map with 7 players does take a bit to load, so we're going to take a minute to do that. And in the meantime, I see now that I have 4 viewers. So glad to have you here. I see Swift Panda omnisciently in the chat.
To the great
welcome. I also see that I have 4 likes in this video already. Oh, I love you. Thanks for that. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead, please do. I don't know necessarily what other content will be available soon.
From this early
but here comes Sean
on
I wonder if you
towards
can
the
hear him already
stars.
because of the delay.
And so
sure.
it is upon your broad shoulders, Theodore Roosevelt, to charge forth and lead your people on their great adventure. Use your military might to give the peoples of your homeland the square deal they so desperately deserve. Surely, you will raise America into the limelight and attract visitors from across the oceans just to see your lands. Bully for you, Mr. President.
That's precisely what we're going to do, Sean Bean. Don't get your head chopped off, please, because it's time. It's time to make some beautiful, beautiful lands and create some national parks and get the rest of the world just to, put down their arms and let's all be friends and then come visit the beautiful lands of America. So let's see what we rolled here. Is this a game worth playing? Let me make sure my resolution is set to 1080p. I normally play, can't change it. I've made a terrible mistake. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to leave the game here, and I'm going to change the resolution to 1080p. Normally, this monitor is a 1440p monitor, and I'm not streaming in 1440p for, I think, fairly obvious reasons. So I'm going to go ahead, turn down, or rather, it's 1920, what the hell? It's 1920 right here. Borderless window. Let's do full screen at 1920 by 1080 by 143 hertz. Okay, fair enough. We're going to keep this current resolution settings. And you know what? Even though that last map actually looked fine, we're just going to load the save game that I created before. You saw the game setup. You know how you know what we've got here. And we're just going to reload this save. So thanks for your patience here while we get this pulled up. I want you to be able to see the game clearly and not have to see some goofy, unmatched screen resolutions. So thanks for that.
From the first stirrings
and I'm also
of
going to
life
just go ahead
beneath
and
water.
switch. Oh no, it's full screen, so that's not going to work. Let's say I was going to switch off of the stream here, or switch off of the game window so that maybe we won't hear Sean Bean repeat the exact same thing he just did. And instead I'll vamp and talk to you guys. Let's see what's going on out there. Is anyone in the chat play Civ 6 right now? I know there's only a couple of you, but... I also wonder if I can change my delay here, because there definitely seems to be about a 30-second delay, and so when I ask a question and sit back and wait, it feels a little weird. That's okay. I'm kind of used to it. Like I said, the work I normally do is this kind of thing. I sit in a virtual training room with a webcam on, and I talk to adults for 4 to 8 hours at a time, and try to get them to improve themselves at their job. I have a really weird job where I tell other people how to do their jobs, even though I've never done their job. So I don't know what that's like. Initially in the chat says that you have Civ 6, but it is scary. All right, well, let's see if we can reduce some of the fear associated with Civilization 6 here today. So here's our spawn. Something that's really important about Bull Moose Teddy is the fact that we need to see what is the appeal of nearby tiles to know whether or not this is a good settling area. I did that by turning on the appeal lens. These are the number keys. So 1 is religion, 2 is continent to see, where's a continental divide. Appeal, how nice are the tiles. Settler, how good are the tiles for settling. For example, Mount Rainier here is currently an inactive volcano, and therefore it increases the nearby appeal, but also means we might all burn to death. This is an okay spot to spawn. I'm spawning next to fresh water here. Fresh water means that my city will spawn with additional housing, which means I can support more population. I'm not totally keen on settling next to Mount Rainier. The other thing is that if I settle here in this breathtaking tile, it's adjacent to a forest and it's adjacent to a mountain. So that means that it'll get when I put a city here, the city itself will also generate +2 culture and +2 science from my bonus. So I'm actually going to move down to this tile here and see what's around as well.
It is not the mountain we conquer, but ourselves.
That's a good thing to find. Mount Everest is a natural wonder, which means that it grants additional science to nearby tiles because we're Bull Moose Teddy, plus whatever bonuses that it happens to do, which Mount Everest, I think, is additional faith on nearby tiles. And because we've discovered a natural wonder, we got lucky enough to discover a secret society. This is the new secret societies mode I was talking about earlier. And by discovering a natural wonder, we have unlocked the Hermetic Order and has given us one governor title. The Hermetic Order is it's a culture science-based secret society. It allows you to find the ley line resources, which grant adjacency bonus to all nearby districts. So if you put, say, a campus next to it, the campus will generate more science. And then as the game goes on, those ley line tiles become increasingly more valuable. We're not going to be using the Hermetic Order, so we're just going to click continue here. That also gave us the Eureka for astrology, which means we get some of the research sped up here. So, Mount Everest says, a 3-tile, impassable natural wonder. It appears a mountain, provides +1 faith. Religious units who move next to Mount Everest ignore hills for the rest of the game. So this additional faith here and here, I could settle in this spot right here. It's an interesting one. It's got fresh food. It's fresh water. It's next to a mountain, a natural wonder, and forest. These tiles are also, this one's adjacent to both the forest and that. So actually going to take one more turn. Normally I wouldn't take this many turns before selling my first city, but this is a pretty insane tile to start on. An argument can be made that we want to save this tile to put a holy site on. It's a pretty good holy site. It's got adjacent to a mountain and a natural wonder and 2 woods. So that's a +2, +1, +1 is 3. So it's a +3 holy site. However, holy sites are not going to be my main goal. I'm planning on getting faith from other places. So I think I'm going to go ahead and settle there. I'm going to send my warrior up above here to see what we can see. Now, governors, like I said, you get governor titles. I can appoint a governor, but I don't have any city yet to put him in, so let's wait to do this first. We settle in the basin of Mount Rainier, and that gave us some era score. This was added in Rise and Fall. Basically, as the game progresses, it tracks your. Oh, I'm just realizing that my video overlay is covering up some information at the bottom of the screen. So what you can't see is that below my video is a tracker that's telling me whether or not I'm going to be entering into a normal age, a golden age, or a dark age, which is a feature added again in Rise and Fall. So as you can see here, my city itself is producing the 2 science, the 2 culture from the adjacent mountain and forest. It's also got the +1 faith from from Mount Everest. This one has +2 faith because it's next to 2 Mount Everest tiles. And let's see which tiles we're working. So to click the Manage Citizens. So we're working this 2 food, 2 production, and then 2 science, 2 culture. It's an excellent first tile. This normally, you do not start with this much science and culture, so we're going to be able to get the first couple of researches really, really quickly. I'm going to decide on what to go with here with my first research, and it's actually going to be pottery, which is not a normal path for me, but because we're going to try to stick sort of on the bottom part of the tech tree at the beginning of the game, and here's the reason why. Because Bull Moose Teddy produces the comparably hard to get culture and science, being able to work tiles with citizens that produce those great yields means that we're going to need more population, because you can work your city automatically, and then right now I have 1 population, which means I can work 1 additional tile. So in order for me to work, say, this tile and get 2 more culture, 2 more science, I need to get to the next population breakpoint quickly. And I'm going to want multiple populations so that I can keep collecting those great tile yields. I'm also going to build a scout first so that I can quickly discover some tribal villages. I'm going to appoint Magnus as my first governor. Magnus is the industrialist, the steward. His basic idea is he's good for getting new cities established. He increases the amount of production you get from chopping out natural resources like rainforests and forests, or removing, say, deer or stone from a tile. But more importantly, his second promotion of provision says that settlers trained in the city do not consume population, which means that normally in the early game when you're building out your early settlers, you're going to be dropping your population, and with Bull Moose Teddy, that means you're going to be losing science and culture. Science and culture are so valuable that we literally want to avoid losing population as much as possible. So we're going to go for that provision upgrade as quickly as possible. All right, we've discovered Hunza, which is one of the new city-states. Hunza, let's see here. We got an envoy because we're the first to meet them, and their bonus is your trade routes generate +1 gold for every 5 tiles they travel. So the longer your trade route, the more gold it's worth. even if it doesn't normally produce it. And also we have the their quest is to trigger the Eureka for masonry. That means improving stone or gypsum or marble. I don't have any of those yet, so we might not be able to complete that quest, but that's okay. Pass the turn and keep exploring. You always want to explore the area immediately around your capital first to make sure that you're safe from barbarians. One of the most commonly made early game mistakes.
Man is the noblest of all.
I'll get to that in a second. We finished our first civics and our first research. Again, this is really fast because of the bonus culture and science we're generating. And we're going to change our early game policies. We're going to put in discipline for additional combat strength against barbarians. And we're also going to put in God King. God King you practically always want to start with unless your civ produces a lot of faith like on their own. Because you want to hurry up and get up to like the 25-30 faith it requires to choose a pantheon, which is the start of your religion. So I'm going to save my policy agenda like this, select my next research, which is going to be... I want to be careful not to reveal too many strategic resources early on because they might block some of my great tiles. Ooh, we actually have a really good campus tile here that's not going to crush one of our Mount Everest tiles, so that maybe going to consider getting an early holy site. Religion is kind of optional for us in this game. It's not going to be totally necessary. However, we are going to want a lot of faith, and we'll talk about how we're going to generate faith as the time goes on. I'm going to grab Animal Husbandry first to go straight to Archery, because I like archers. They make me feel safe in the early game. Now we can select our next civic, which I'm going to put some points here into foreign trade. Basically because I do actually want to be able to send a trade route relatively quickly. And we're going to explore up towards the desert with our scout. It's a good idea. There's the quarry bonus. It's a good idea to move your units one tile at a time in general, because you never know what you're going to run into, and if you accidentally move all of your movement into danger, you might just waste your guy. Omnisciently asks, can you be part of multiple secret societies at once and collect each of their bonuses simultaneously? No, you must commit yourself. You must pledge your loyalty to a secret society, and they'll never let you change. In fact, if other civilizations have different secret societies than you, they will automatically like you less. It has a diplomatic penalty because you're not part of the same secret underground society. It's very Illuminati. What are we going to build next? We could get a monument real quick, which would help spread our cultural borders quicker. However, the fact that we're producing 5.2 culture a turn means we're going to be spreading our borders pretty quickly anyway. The granary gives us +1 food, which actually we are going to need, and +2 housing for more citizens. Right now we can have 6. This would put us up to 8. The reason I think I need more food is because this tile here, which I'll be working next, only has 1 food on it. And working a tile requires 2 feed. 2 food. A single citizen eats 2 food. And so my growth will slow down kind of automatically. I could also go for a second scout to help me find those secret societies quicker. But I actually am going to go for that fast granary because I actually really do want to boost my population quickly. Bull Moose Teddy likes to have a lot of population, which makes him one of the more tall-friendly civs. Tall is the term to refer to a few cities with a lot of citizens. It's the end of that turn. Let's explore up here. We got some jade. We got some more food resources. We also have some desert here, which not the most appealing tiles. So this is a great tile right here because it's appealing and it's got a great yield. 4 food, 2 production. This could be a 4 food, 2 production, 2 science, 2 culture tile. In other words, damn. Progress the turn here. And let's keep exploring to the north.
I'm fond of pigs.
To see. This unlocks pastures, camps, and reveals horses. Good, we have some horses nearby, and luckily they're not blocking any of our important tiles. Strategic resources, as well as luxury resources, cannot be removed from tiles, so they can block the placement of important districts or wonders. So there's some reason to be careful there. There's another interesting setup here with a luxury resource of turtles. We've got to select our next research. Let's see, we just finished animal husbandry. Let's go ahead. We can't get the Temple of Artemis because we don't have any camps nearby. We don't really need writing because we've got our beautiful +9 science already, now that we've got 2 population. And look, see, it's going to take 23 turns to grow. 23 turns is a long time at the beginning of the game. So that's why our granary becomes extremely important. I'm going to grab astrology here because I think I might actually go for a religion this game. I'm not decided yet. A couple things could change my mind about that, including who my neighbors are. Okay, so that's a megacolossal eruption right next to... So that wasn't Mount Rainier over here. This is the mountain on the other side. And it fertilized 4 tiles. It didn't kill that warrior, thank goodness. It did... Oh, it did fuck him up, though. He's very hurt when the Yellowstone caldera exploded all over him. Oh, there's another spice here. Holy moly. Okay. That also brought us our Pantheon. We were making 4 Faith a turn, which is a lot this early in the game. So we can take a look at our Pantheon choices. We could take Desert Folklore and then try to put holy sites in the desert to try and get a bunch of faith. Not a big fan of that this game. Divine Spark helps you get your religion online quicker and helps with getting early great people, particularly great writers for a culture victory. If you're playing a civ that could use some culture, let's say you're going for a science victory, then some ones that give bonus culture can be nice if you have a lot of that resource. Someone has already taken the free settler. So there's normally a pantheon that's right available here that's called religious settlements, and what it does is it gives you a free settler, and it increases the speed at which your cultural borders, which means the tiles that belong to your city, the speed at which those are acquired by your city. That makes it a very useful pantheon no matter which victory condition you're going for, because what ends up happening is it gives you the opportunity to expand quicker, grab tiles quicker, even if you're not producing a lot of culture. So that's gone. That's okay. Earth Goddess is a beautiful, beautiful option for us. +2 faith from tiles with breathtaking appeal. Remember, Bull Moose Teddy is all about appealing tiles. That's his entire bonus. So we're going to be settling our cities specifically looking for tiles with high appeal. Omnisciently asked if this is AI, am I playing against the AI or against other players? This is a single-player game against the AI. Multiplayer games usually are played at a higher speed, and it's not really my cup of tea. I do like them, but I'm not going to go out of my way to stream a game of multiplayer anytime soon, unless, of course, playing with viewers perhaps someday. So I am going to take the Earth Goddess Pantheon here in order to get this. Look at this. This becomes a 4 faith tile, this becomes a 3 faith tile, and this becomes a 2 faith tile. We are now generating 10 faith per turn on turn 12. That feels real good off one city with no holy sites. Very good. Okay, the bonus for foreign trade, the Eureka? No, the Eureka is for science. The Inspiration, as they're called, is for civics. So if we discover a second continent, we will finish this this tech automatically, this civic automatically. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to craftsmanship, and on the off chance that my scout discovers perhaps this might be another continent, there might be one over here. All right, ending the turn. And look at that. Oh, sometimes you just feel like you know the game real well. So I discovered another continent right here, which means that I unlocked foreign trade, which gives me, most importantly, access to traders, as well as some more diplomatic bonuses, as well as some new cards. So we're going to change our policies here. We don't really need God King anymore now that we've gotten our Pantheon, so we're going to switch over to urban planning, because production is what lets you build buildings, build units, and without production, you're going to fall behind, and it's actually kind of tough to get, especially early in the game. So +1 production is actually a big boost. So right now we have 10 production. That's a 10% increase in my production by just changing my policy card. I'm tempted to heal up my warrior here, but I'm going to move him one more tile. And now we've discovered one more city-state, as well as the Owls of Minerva, which is another one of the secret societies. So basically, when you send an envoy to a city-state, you have a chance to discover the Owls of Minerva. The Owls of Minerva are the most diplomatically focused of these secret societies. They give you additional envoys at city-states, which are like they're basically AI-controlled civilizations that will never expand. They'll always only be one city, and if you manage to get enough envoys with them, they become like a soft ally that grants you a very cool bonus, like we talked about with the long trade route bonus. We actually are going to go straight to the governor screen and promote Magnus right away to provision, so that when we start making settlers here, as soon as this granary finishes in 3 turns, we're going to start pumping out settlers to grab some of this early beautiful land, particularly this down here. Let's see. So this is appeal view, settler view. We can settle on this tile right here. You can only settle within, or sorry, it has to be more than 3 tiles away from another city on land. So we can settle there, and that might be an excellent place to settle because we'll get access to the spices, which is a luxury resource. There's our increased trade route capacity from completing the foreign trade civic. So actually, I'm rethinking this settlement space because there's actually not a whole lot of tiles to grab in this area that I can actually access. This is the only tile that has fresh water, so it does really limit our choices here. We could settle up here on the ocean and expand our tiles this way to grab up these volcanic tiles, but these volcanic tiles are so valuable that I might honestly settle there anyway. We'll see. So let's see, continent view. This is the continent of Vendian. We are on Asia. We can't pass through this volcano, so we're going to go down here to explore more. End of turn. You practically always spawn with a nearby barbarian encampment, so we're going to need to find that soon to make sure that they don't scout our city and attack us. And we'll talk about the barbarian scouting mechanic, because it's one that I see more posts on the Civilization subreddit about why am I getting murdered by barbarians than anything else. So let me talk about how that function works. More spices down here. So that was the ending of astrology. So now we have unlocked the holy site. Let's see what's next. We can if we get irrigation, we'll be able to improve those spice tiles. I actually do want masonry quickly because we're actually going to go for the improving of the quarry to get the tech boost here. So let's pick up mining. The reason why we want that is to get the envoy with Hunza, again, because that's their quest, is to trigger the Eureka for masonry. Oh, Eureka, not inspiration. Wait, what? I guess Eureka applies to both of them? I don't know. Oh no, it's because it is a tech, that's why, duh. We have 2 turns left for craftsmanship. The bonuses here are production towards builders. I could wait until I improve tiles, but I'm probably not going to be improving any tiles anytime soon. I'm not going to be building builders anytime soon. We might buy a builder when we have some cash. Instead, we're going to be building settlers. It's going to take 8 turns to build one, 9 turns until our next growth. So we're going to go ahead and get started on that settler. And we're just going to hard build hard tech the craftsmanship tech here. And the reason why is basically because craftsmanship is going to lead to some of the other things we want, like state workforce, which eventually gets us to political philosophy. Political philosophy will let us pick a more advanced government, which allows us to have more policies, which means we can further customize our civilization and gain more power. Especially since we're getting so much culture, we're going to want to be able to put in those cards quickly. I'm going to get started on masonry with the intention of probably not finishing it, but rather improving the marble down here. Another mega colossal eruption out of the caldera there. So that's craftsmanship. We're not building either of these things. So we're going to leave our things as is, our policy cards. This is now a 5 food for production tile. Now this decision got much easier for me. This tile is so good that I don't even care that I'm surrounded by mountains. The other thing too is this will be an insanely defensible city, right? Because you can only attack it through this narrow corridor or from the water, and that's not going to be a great defensive position either. And we're going to be playing a pretty defensive game. We're not going to be attacking many people unless, the opportunity is really, really too juicy to turn away. So let's select our next civic here. I'm going to go for Early Empire here. So Early Empire will give us the civic card, lets us build settlers faster, which is something that we're really going to want. Okay, see that? That barbarian just spawned, which means there must be an encampment here. What I'm going to do here is this scout is on a hill. You see this hill? If you actually don't know what a tile is, you can mouse over the sort of empty space to see the modifiers on the tile. Because it is on a hill, it gives a bonus to defensive modifiers. If I move actually to this tile, the woods plus the hill will be even better, which, by the way, I have the cat mod turned on, so instead of dogs on my scouts, I have cats because I am a cat person. I don't have enough movement to move into this tile, so I'm just going to stay here. But basically, a scout, while they're quite weak in combat with only 10 melee strength, if they're defending a tile and the tile has defense bonuses, they'll survive for several turns. And so we're going to use that to sort of buy us some time here. I might need to purchase another military unit to go take care of this. We'll see. They won't really be able to get to me super easily, especially if I go block this tile. So if that scout starts moving, I'm just going to block them so they can't get over to my city. I'm going to move him here to scout, and that sound means there's a tribal village. This is really important. Okay, so I haven't yet discovered the secret society that I actually want to join, which is the Voidsingers. We're going to be worshiping the old gods here this game, and the Voidsingers are the faith-based civilization. Sorry, the faith-based secret society. So we're going to go ahead and try to get that one so that we can get even more faith. If we explore this tribal hut, we're going to get whatever bonus it has, plus the chance, something like a 40% chance, to generate the ability to join the Voidsingers. I'm going to move to this tile, again, because it's a better defensive tile, and I'm going to hurry up and grab that as quick as possible. Something else that's pretty fun about playing Bull Moose Teddy, especially with getting an early Magnus, is that, oh my god, another Mega Colossal. Holy moly. That's why we play on... That's why we play on extreme disaster settings. Where does that show up? I don't remember where that shows up. Because look at this. This is now a 6 food tile. 6 food, 5 production, 1 science. We settled this. It's going to be a 6 food, 5 production, 3 science, 2 culture tile that also produces a luxury good when improved. So we got 20 faith out of that tribal village, which is nice, but it did not give us the Voidsingers, which is too bad. We're going to go ahead and fortify here to increase our defensive strength each turn. So that's how fortification works. The longer you stay fortified, the more defensive strength you generate. I think it's capped after a couple turns, but might as well grab it. Masonry is at the point now where when we build our quarry, it'll finish, so we're going to switch off of it. This is a way to sort of maximize your science, because instead of spending, the 27 science that's going to take to do 3 turns, by just setting aside building a quarry, I'll effectively turn my production or my gold into science by improving the tile and getting the Eureka. It's also, I'm going to have to buy 2 tiles to get to it, though. That's too bad. So I should probably hold on to our gold for that. What else do we need? The water mill is nice. The +1 food and +1 production is nice, especially considering we're kind of starved for food in this city right now. However, the main bonus of it is to improve farmable resources like this wheat. So it's not going to be worth quite as much to me in this city. However, does it go towards something I want? We are going to want engineering pretty quick. I kind of want to try to get Machu Picchu because of how many mountains we're going to be seeking out because of their appeal. So actually, let's do that. We're going to go ahead and start work on the wheel. Keep exploring. You know what? I actually really need to find the tribal village, so I'm going to go ahead and keep exploring with the scout and just assume... Uh-oh. So I don't want to get surrounded here, because then the AI... See, the AI plays pretty carefully, and they like to take advantages. So if I'm side by side against 2 units, they're going to attack me because they know they have an advantage. Now I'm in a forest, more than 1 tile away from the spearman, so the spearman, who has 2 movement, can't get to me, because moving into this tile is going to require 2 movement. See, movement costs 2. So I'm safe here from the spearman this turn. We finished our settler. We kind of want to just do another settler right away. So there's this +4 holy site. 6 turns until border growth. So I'm just going to wait until we naturally get this, and then I'm going to drop the holy site immediately. And that's because, even though I'm not going to build it right away, the sooner you drop your districts, the less production they take, because you lock in the production cost at your current tech level. The more techs you discover, the more expensive your districts become. Also, the more districts that you have, or rather, the more districts you've researched, that also affects it too. So I am going to settle this spot simply because these tiles are just too damn good not to. I mean, I'm going to get all blown up by this volcano most likely, but that's okay. We could go for another settler. Let's see if there's another prime settlement location. So actually, we want to clear out over here, right, to get rid of this barbarian encampment. And these dark green tiles are all breathtaking. And these light green tiles are all charming, which means that they're on the edge of being breathtaking. And one of the coolest parts of this game, in my opinion, is the fact that you can change the appeal of tiles by building certain things next to them. The Holy Site district that I'm going to build here, for example, is going to automatically improve the appeal of all adjacent tiles, including this one, meaning that this one is also going to gain 2 culture once its appeal gets bumped up to 4. Cool, huh? Love that. Love that mechanic. And Bull Moose Teddy is honestly the first civ to really make use of that mechanic. I do kind of want a trader, just to get a trade route and a road, but I'm going to go settler next because I actually do think that this area here is also very, very prime for settling. One thing about settling near mountains is Bull Moose Teddy is that in order to make a national park, which is going to be something that we're going to be doing a lot of in the late game, that you need to be able to get 4 contiguous tiles that are in the shape of, I guess, like a diamond, right? 4 tiles, one here, one here, one here, one here. And that creates a national park, but you need to be able to access one of the tiles. So like right here, for example, I never want to build a district down here, even though it would be an excellent, excellent Holy Site or campus, because this would also be an excellent national park. And if I ever put a district there, I can never put a national park here. So I'm going to consider whether or not that's that important to me. We'll see. The thing is that the appeal of these tiles is going to be very high in the late game, and that's what decides how much tourism a national park produces is by its the collective appeal of the tiles in the national park. We see here that someone else completed the Great Bath. On high disaster setting, the AI practically always rushes the Great Bath because of that reason. I'm going to move here. Okay, this is interesting. And so I never even go for it unless I'm specifically trying to cheese out a strategy that involves the Great Bath. If you're curious about what the Great Bath cheese strategy is, watch Potato McWhiskey's video where he... Oh gosh, what does he do?
They couldn't hear the barbarians.
He has a game with this. It's a soothsayer game, so it must be the Apocalypse Mode, whatever Apocalypse Mode video he has. All right, so here's a big deal. Now that we've hit Early Empire, I just hard built the whole thing, and that actually was intentional because this 50% production towards settlers. Remember, we have 10 production in our city right now. That's going from 1 production in that city to 5 production because we're building settlers. So I'm going to definitely change my policy to that. I'm also going to keep that +5 combat strength, so +5 advantage versus barbarians, to make sure that this scout doesn't get his ass beat. There we go. Okay, hopefully this is our Voidsingers one because I really don't feel comfortable sending my warrior this far away. However, we have not yet discovered another civ, so I'm feeling kind of okay right now. Mysticism is nice because we can go for the Great Prophet points, which given the way that we might get extra wildcard slots means that it's easier to justify, using this. The Oracle is a great wonder to build. I actually have a lot of great Oracle tiles over here. So I might consider going for a fast Oracle. The theater squares, we won't need these for a while, so I'm not too worried about them. I'm going to pick up Mysticism. And because we researched Early Empire, we also got a governor title. I could promote Magnus once more, but I don't actually think that any of his other promotions are super useful this early. Oh, +2 science on this one too. His other promotions aren't that. Oh my goodness, another valley here. These are crazy because these have super high appeal, right? Because they're surrounded by mountains, so 5 appeal. Which is also why Australia is so strong because their campuses gain plus science from being adjacent to mountains and volcanoes, and then also gain science based on their appeal. That's why Australia is so strong. Something else that I started to say but didn't finish was that with Magnus and Bull Moose Teddy, because marshland and which is this, and rainforest, which are this, because those actually reduce the appeal of nearby tiles because, let's think about it, living in a swamp, can't build shit. Oh, trader, that's really nice. Still no Voidsingers, but the trader is nice. So anyway, these reduce the appeal of nearby tiles, so you can take your builders and just dig all that crap up. The marshes give you extra food, which then is increased by 50% by Magnus, and the rainforests give you food and production, which is again increased by Magnus, which means that we can go in here and clear all this out, increase the appeal of all these tiles, maybe put some districts in their place, and just gain resources while increasing the appeal of nearby tiles. So that's pretty freaking awesome. I'm actually going to make the trade route to Kabul and not Hunza, even though Hunza is the one that I actually prefer to get suzerainty over, because having this road here will make getting in between my two cities much faster. So I'm going to start the trader here. So he'll automatically begin building a road as he moves through these tiles. And that's the end of that turn. So I really, really, really would like to bring this warrior closer to home, but we need the Voidsingers so badly that I am just going to risk my own life and play kind of loose here. And here's why I'm okay with that. The way barbarians work is this. If a barbarian unit, particularly a scout, is going to be most of the time, if they get close enough to your city where they are where the city is revealed, right? So there's fog of war, and the vision range of each unit is slightly different. Scouts can see slightly farther because they're scouts. So if this scout gets within, say, this tile here, I think this woods will block its vision. I'm not sure if you can see through two woods tiles or not. But if it gets here, it'll see Washington. A little exclamation point will appear above its head, and then it'll make a beeline back to its encampment. And if it makes it too adjacent to the encampment, effectively the barbarians have declared war on you. And they will start producing units every turn, every couple turns, especially on harder difficulties. It'll be like every freaking turn. And they'll start throwing units at your city. That's how people get killed in the early game. And worse yet, if there are horse tiles, if there are horse resources within 6 tiles of the barbarian encampment, it will produce barbarian horsemen, which are very strong, and barbarian horse archers, which are really hard to deal with until you get archers of your own. There's a salt mine here. There's some stone quarries here. I don't think we're going to be mining a resource, so I am just going to finish this. So end turn. We're going to get another settler now. And as you can see...
is the mistake of an accidental and individual symbol.
We're not going to plug in any new cards here. We definitely want to keep on this, and we want to keep on this. We have another settler to settle down. And by the way, early settlers, as I said, the settler value pretty rapidly increases as the game, the earlier in the game you can get them. So it's a good idea to get one. I've already researched archery, haven't I? No, I haven't. I'm going to consider building a slinger. So I'm going to take 3 turns because I have the 12 production here, which is pretty good, 35 production. And so we're going to go ahead and get a slinger, and the slinger is going to follow and help deal with this barbarian encampment. Please, I need another tribal village. I'll send this warrior. As you can, the reason I can only move 1 tile is because all of these tiles require extra movement. Marsh does, forest do, rainforest do. So there's going to be 1 more turn and then 1 more turn to get up here with this last tribal village. Kabul wants us to recruit a great scientist. That's not going to happen. And their bonus is that units who start fights gain extra experience. That's not going to be super helpful for us, so we're not too worried about them. I want to go now straight for political philosophy so I can select a more advanced government. The boost is to build any specialty district, which I'm not sure I'm going to be doing anytime soon. However, I will be starting one in... No, why are you switching? Hate when that happens. So I'm going to spend 65 gold here because the game is trying to mess with me. I'm going to drop this +4 holy site. I'm going to switch off of it. So in the newer versions of the game, there actually is a build queue. I'm going to put the slinger back in the queue, grab them, and swap them. So it's going to build the slinger, and then it's going to start working on the holy site. Honestly, I'm probably not going to build this right now, but if I forget, I'd rather have it put the production into the holy site than anything else. We have an envoy to send. I'm going to save it. So in order to dismiss that, you have to click the X on the envoy screen, or it'll just keep saying, you've got an envoy, you've got an envoy, and then you can't progress your turn, which, for obvious reasons, is annoying. Looks like Kabul is smacking the crap out of that scout, which helps me, because it made the scout run away. Kabul's got this line over here. Actually, we might be able to expand here and then expand down there. Down here, this could be a really interesting city to go for Chichen Itza. Chichen Itza, the ancient Mayan city, I believe. In this game, it makes rainforest tiles excellent. So it's a possibility. We're gonna want masonry, so we're gonna want to get this. We're gonna need some gold to build the to buy our builder, or maybe to hard build the builder. This city's gonna have 7 production right off the bat, so it's gonna be able to build stuff way faster than a one tile city normally will. We're gonna grab irrigation now, so that we can improve this tile. There's an argument to be made to not improve this tile because it's going to get pillaged by the volcanoes pretty often. Look at that. So we lose some of the production because the production was coming from, I think there were woods on this tile, perhaps. I maybe wasn't paying attention, but we're getting the science. We're not getting the culture because there's no woods on this tile, but that's okay. If we build a wonder here, can we build a wonder there? We'd have to build a harbor over here and then a wonder here. This would then get +2 culture because of the wonder bonus, but I don't know if that's going to be worth it. Regardless, though, 4 food, 6 production, 10 food, actually. Look at that, 2 turns to grow. So we're definitely going to need a fast granary here, but I'm actually just going to hard build the builder so that I can hurry up and improve that. I also have a governor title. So when we discover the Voidsingers, we'll get a free governor title, so we don't have to save it for them. We're going to grab Reyna, and I'll explain why here in a second. Reyna is not as useful for most other civs, but she's really good for Bull Moose Teddy, because especially of this one. This city receives +2 gold from each unimproved feature. That means forest, marshes, rainforest, any bonus resources, and any luxury resources. Tiles adjacent to unimproved features gain +1 appeal in this city. Remember, more appeal means more science, more culture, so we're going to grab this too. Faster tile acquisition, nice, right? We want to acquire that quarry, or that marble as quickly as possible, and you get more gold if foreign trade routes pass through your city, which actually might be the case because these city-states, there might be trade routes that pass through all of them. So that'd be pretty cool. There's an argument to be made to start building my settlers in New York because of New York's massive, massive food. So that would mean moving Magnus over to New York. Is there a reason that we want to do that? Do we want Reyna here? I think we want Reyna here because we have more tiles to work. So we're actually going to go to our governors, and we're going to reassign Magnus. We're going to send him to, we're going to send him to New York. So that to take him 5 turns to get established, that's okay. And then we're going to assign Reyna to Washington. So when Reyna gets established in 5 turns, this will start acquiring tiles faster. When we give her one promotion, this tile, basically all these tiles around here are going to start producing an extra 2 gold, which is sounds very fabulous since I'm going to need to buy some tiles soon. Please. Son of a biscuit. All right, so we still don't have the Voidsingers, so we got to keep exploring. We got 1 turn till our slinger. I think I'm okay moving that here for now. 24 turns. See, that's why that granary was important, because 23 turns is a long time. So right now we're working this 1 food 3 production tile. I'm actually going to switch it to this 2 food 2 production tile to speed up our acquisition of settlers. I think you have to go into, you got to change what you're working on in order for it to update. We can also drop our oracle. Should we drop our oracle here? If we're going to be building settlers here, yes. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to do one of my favorite kinds of openers. We're going to go for an early wonder in our capital. We're going to go for an early government plaza in New York City. We're going to build what's called the oh my god, what's it called? All right, we gotta look it up. So the question mark is a Civilopedia. So government plaza, government plaza, +8 loyalty, +1 governor title, +1 adjacencies. The Ancestral Hall. The Ancestral Hall is the building we're going to build, and what that does is it means that we'll build settlers 50% faster in this city, and every settler we build will automatically produce a builder when you settle the city. And I love builders. I love builders. I love clearing out marshland and rainforest, and I also love improving tiles. I am definitely someone who plays the game for the tile porn. We got a promotion on our warrior. I'm going to take it here, and I'm going to take Battle Cry. This gives you extra strength, makes your warrior a better fighter. And then Commando that comes after it gives you +1 movement, which is also excellent for a warrior. We're going to move here. Keep looking for those tribal villages. Our next, oh god damn it. All right, so we're gonna have to wait for our slinger because we're actually probably gonna want to settle really close to where this barbarian encampment is, maybe even on this tile, because it's a nearly breathtaking tile. It's adjacent to a mountain. It's adjacent to a forest, so that means that it'll also produce culture and science eventually. I'm gonna skip the turn with the settler. Well, it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna link up with the slinger in 2 turns. So oh yeah, look at that tile. 3 science, 2 faith, 2 culture, 5 production, 6 food on turn 35 in a 2 pop city. We're enjoying that. I could explore right here and see if this goes off this way. On primordial maps, you never know. You get a lot of these these narrow isthmus. Let's move our scout. Okay, good. This is clear here. It'll be faster to explore. All right, let's see what's over here. Yeah, it keeps going. Keeps going. This is interesting, too, because this means maybe we can have a canal city. If you settle on 1 tile wide, you can just pass your ships right through it, which might be like a little Panama, which would be very cool. We can also build the Panama Canal, theoretically. I mean, we are playing Teddy, so maybe we will. It's not a very good wonder, but boy, is it cool. Okay, Temple of Artemis is gone. That means that... Oh, shit. Speaking of, Temple of Artemis is gone. I never finished my explanation of this. We're actually going to go for Oracle first, before we go for our... before we actually go for our holy site. Or should we? Should we go for our holy site first? I never explained what I was going to do. So by moving around our 2 governors and building the government plaza, what we're going to do is our first advanced government will be autocracy, I believe it's called. Nope, governments. My government, view governments, autocracy. So in autocracy, you get +1 to all yields for each government building and each palace. So my capital has a palace. My second city will have the government plaza. That's +1 to all yields. And then my government plaza will also have the Ancestral Hall. That's another government plaza, or sorry, another government building. So that means +2 to all yields in that city, and +10 production towards wonders. 10% production is not a ton at this point in the game, but again, it's really hard to get production early on, so it can be really helpful. This does still have 1 wildcard slot, so we can also slot in the +2 great profit points. And speaking of, let's see where we're at right now. So there are no religions discovered yet, and it would cost 750 faith to straight up just buy the great profit. Someone has 34 and is getting 3 per turn, 2 per turn, 0 per turn. So there's two people right now seeking out a religion, which means that I'm not super scared about not getting one. So we're going to link up with our settler, and we're going to move out. So I am actually going to go for the Oracle first. It's 27 turns, it's a long time. If I improve this horse, that's +1 production, I'll speed up a little bit. We got some options to help, but I also just think maybe we might be able to get it just because we're starting it early, and it has some restrictions, so it doesn't get built as quickly every single time. So we're almost to the quarry. We could start putting our points into engineering, but I'm going to go ahead and get bronze working. Bronze working will allow us to chop woods, or chop rainforest rather, and also reveal where iron is, which could screw us, but since we've dropped our our district and our wonder, it shouldn't screw us too bad. Okay, political philosophy completed. That's excellent. That's our next tech we're working on. Did we get an envoy? We got an envoy. Excellent. Bandar Brunei. That's some more gold in our capital. They say train an archer. That's great because we're going to upgrade our slinger to an archer. And we have 1 envoy to send. And their bonus is trading posts in foreign cities give you gold to your trade routes going to or through. We're going to just go ahead and dismiss that. And we're going to move this little party up here. There's an argument to be made that I need to back up my slinger, but I think because of the terrain, he'll be okay. Whoa! Okay. So, somebody, probably Kabul, has been seen by a barbarian encampment, which is why there are so many units here. So, I'm going to take a hit here from this scout. This barb's going to move here. He won't be able to hit me. This barb's going to move here. He won't be able to hit me. This barb won't get me either. So, I'm going to take a little bit of damage here, but from this damage scout, it's not going to be too much. See, they moved in position to try and attack me, but they couldn't get there. This is our government plaza. Very good. 3 turns for our builder. It means we're going to need that soon. We could run away this way to get back to the camp. We could keep exploring. Damn it, I want those goddamn Voidsingers. It's okay, we'll have to wait. There's a governor title. We're going to promote Reina and grab that forestry management. And now look. Oh, yeah. +2 gold, +2 gold, +2 gold. Not here, because we have a city on it. But that's okay. So that's pretty excellent. We're working at 2 of those 2 tiles, right? So this now means we're getting an additional 4 gold in our capital. We need more amenities. That's okay right now. By the way, in the August patch, they increased the effects of amenities to make it basically that you can't ignore them quite as much as you used to be able to. That might be a problem in the early game for me, but as time goes on, we start getting national parks, things like that, we're going to have no problem with amenities. Plus, the August update also buffed entertainment centers. Entertainment centers are the district that give you additional amenities through entertainment, as the name implies. And entertainment centers, or entertainment squares, whatever they're called. They call it entertainment centers. Let me see. Entertainment complex, that's right. They also increase the appeal of nearby tiles by +1. So in addition to building them to boost our city's productivity by making them happier, it will also increase the appeal of my nearby tiles, and now it will grant +2 culture to adjacent theater squares, which we will be building plenty of theater squares. What in the what? Why is this a 6 food cow tile? This must have gotten fertilized by a hurricane, I guess? I don't know what happened here. Why there's a 6 food cow, but it's pretty awesome. All right, we have an amenity, insufficient amenities here. There should be one if we go to city reports. Whoops, wrong button. Where do we go? Where do we go for city reports? How am I forgetting where the hell you go? Oh, right here, duh. City reports, they are still content. 1 of 2 amenities. That must be coming from this, the spices, right? Because there's spices on this tile. So if I improve this, it actually won't give me another amenity because I'm already getting spices. Oh, there's iron up here. That iron is now taking what would otherwise be a very excellent tile. So we probably actually want to just improve it for now and then remove it and make it into a national park later on. I want this tile so I can get the Eureka. So I'm going to just go straight up and move to it. Let's see. It's not going to acquire it yet. It's going to get it. It's going to be 100 gold. I'm just going to buy it. So next turn we'll improve this. This will become a 3 food, 3 production, 1 culture, 1 science tile. Pretty awesome. It doesn't have a ton of appeal yet. If we remove this marsh, we might be able to get it up to breathtaking. We're going to put 1 turn into this and move our slinger in position. There's a warrior, but Kabul's coming to help. That's good. We're going to build a government plaza in this city. The question is where. If we drop it right here, we're going to immediately remove the marsh, which is nice, because we don't want that marsh. If we put it here, we're going to have more room for places that we can put districts around it. Okay, having districts around the government plaza is a good idea because it boosts the adjacency bonus of all nearby districts regardless of type. Excuse me. So let's think about that. We chop. Okay, if we clear that marsh, does this become breathtaking? It does not. So that's not a big deal. It's not going to help all that much. There's bananas down here, which is nice. We're gonna expand this way. This is gonna be probably where our districts are. We're gonna have some like national parks over here in this land. So I think actually this will be my my district area. Will be down here. I won't be able to build an aqueduct, so the city will never have a great industrial zone. So we're not gonna worry about that. We're probably gonna have to build our industrial plaza, our industrial area, our industrial sector, probably over here. That's okay. It's nice to have at least a couple of cities that can build things like wonders and districts pretty quickly. And that's what you get for having a lot of production. So we're already at 3 to 5 housing, and if you get within one population of the housing cap, so that'll be at 4, you'll begin to produce a reduced amount of food. So there's a strong argument for us to hurry up and get this granary as quickly as possible, so that we don't lose the speed at which we will be acquiring that. Okay. I think if I attack with my slinger here, this guy will not be able to kill him next turn. I really, really hope, because if I do, then he takes the settler, and then we have to fucking chase a settler around, which is not necessarily going to be fun. Let's get our scout up there to help. Kabul's attacking across the river like a ding-dong. Attacking across the river gives you a pretty significant combat penalty unless you have the amphibious promotion on your melees. So that's a bad idea. We're nearing our housing cap over here. So that's why we're getting our granary. But this is not slowed yet. Oh, yes, it is. It should be. So you can see here, no penalty. Housing multiplier, 0.5. Yeah, so there's a 0.5. Basically, we're not getting as much food as we otherwise would be getting because we're so close to the housing cap. Another option here. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. Look at how lucky I am. Holy crap. All right, so we're going to grab the promotion. I like Garrison a lot when I'm playing a defensive game because an archer with Garrison, 2 archers with Garrisons in your capital and in another district can literally defend against like everything the AI will throw at you in the early game. However, we need to worry more about barbarians than we do about other players, considering we haven't met one yet. This is actually probably going to be a pretty isolated game for a while, which is A-okay with me. We could try to pick off this barbarian, but I'm not going to. I'm going to move into this position right here. Because if we don't kill it, I'm going to gain nothing. Kabul will finish it off, and I'll gain nothing. So I could just put this 1 point in here, but I don't think I'm going to. Like I said, I do want Machu Picchu. So I am going to start working on engineering. Also, I like catapults. Catapults are wonderful. We got some error score because this tile had previously been fertilized by a natural disaster, by the volcano eruption. That gave us also, if you recall, we now have 2 envoys with Hunza, which means that we can send that one we've been saving to there to get us up to 3, making us the first suzerain of Hunza for +2 more era score. We're actually going to really try to push for a golden age this going into the next age because we have so much faith that if we can get what's called a monumentality golden age, we'll be able to buy settlers, builders, and traders with faith, and we've got a ton of faith and not much to do with it right now. Should we keep exploring south? I think we have to. We still don't have the Voidsingers, and we need them. Okay, that's tribal village over here. Interesting. Interesting. We actually might want to send our builder scout. Our builder scout might have to go claim that for us because he's not going to have much to do for a little while. We could Magnus chop. We could chop out this marsh to put our governor plaza in when this finishes. That's what we can use with 1 more of our charges, and that'll give us a spot. It'll give us some food. It'll increase the nearby appeal. So I think that's a pretty good idea. End the turn. Okay, so he just suicided himself onto my scout. That's great news. Now you notice the barbarians don't know, they don't think they can win that fight, so they're just going to sit there, and barbarians don't heal when they're in their encampment. So it's only a matter of time before it's dead. All right, it's not gonna expand to that yet. We still have 180 gold. Buying tiles feels bad because it's a lot of gold for what's really just the ability to build another building. But I'm going to want more settlers pretty soon. I guess I could start my ancient walls here, actually. I'm going to build my ancient walls here. Because I want to get the... I definitely want to get the Eureka for engineering so I can get going on the Machu Picchu even quicker. The Machu Picchu. Go quicker on Machu Picchu. It's a place, it's a city. Alright, there we go. That's political philosophy. That means we can change our government. So we're going to grab autocracy, like I said, for faster wonder building. There's a green, yeah, here we go, a yellow one that's Corvée, not Corvée, that's what that accent means. Corvée gives you 15% production towards ancient and classical wonders, which we are building as we're building the oracles. We're definitely going to put that in to get more production there. Now, what to do with our other military slots? So we're not a huge fan of military slots right now. They're not doing much for us. We could get slightly more gold because we have a slinger, which I think has 1 gold maintenance. No, we have no maintenance right now, so there's no reason for that. However, we do have a trade route, so that's +2 gold for a trade route that we can get from with our yellow. Loyalty for garrison units. Ancient and classical naval era. I'm not going to be building any of those. I guess we'll do a Goge, which is to get faster defensive units. You can build defensive units faster. We're going to be building settlers soon, but not yet. So I'm actually going to take the +1 production in all cities for the +1 here and a +1 there, which is effectively +2. Also now with the what's it called? The autocracy, we have +1 production, +1 science, +1 culture, sorry, +1 faith, +1 gold, +1 culture from just being the capital. We're about to grow to pop size 4, which is excellent, so we'll be able to work another one of these tiles. Let's finish off this slinger here. And we're actually just we're gonna decouple our settler, because he still has some movement. No, he doesn't have movement. I guess maybe I needed to attack or move before attacking? Interesting. I didn't know that works that way. That's unfortunate. This gives us the bonus for flanking, which is nice, but we're actually going to go for games and recreation because, okay, we can do it with this. So that's the Sanguine Pact. Gosh, dang it. So the Sanguine Pact is the secret society you can get from clearing a barbarian encampment. It allows you to create vampires. We're not going to be creating vampires this game. However, the bonus-free governor title we do like. However, is there anything that's worthwhile? So Reina gives us 2 gold per citizen. So this could be plus 8 gold, which is a increase of nearly 50%. It's a lot. We could promote Magnus and grab the trading route bonus. This is pretty cool. So like I said, Magnus is good for getting a new city established. How this works is that if you put Magnus in a new city and then send trade routes there, you can basically grow your other cities faster by producing more food from your trade routes. It's pretty cool. There's an argument to be made to go for a fast Liang or a fast Pingala. Pingala gives you % bonus to your science and culture, which is extremely good when you're generating a lot of it, because it's obviously the bigger the base number with the percentages, you're going to get more off of it. However, we're not necessarily going to be doing that yet, so I might just hold off. I'm going to be able to put Pingala in our new city here, so maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll move. Pingala obviously is going to be better here, where there's food and where there's science and culture, than over here. I guess, you know what, let's get Rain. Let's bring Rain over there. That's what we'll do. So the dot, whenever you see dotted lines, that means that you still have open borders, I think. No, never mind. I'm totally wrong about that when it comes to city-states. When you have dotted lines around the cultural borders of other civs, it means that you have open borders with them, so that you can move through their land. I don't have open borders with Bandar Brunei because I am not their suzerain. When I upgrade this slinger, I'll get 1 more envoy there, but it won't be enough quite yet. So I can't go any further down here, so I'm going to go figure out what's right there. It's going to be 10 freaking turns, but that's okay. What? Did we not finish our granary? What the hell? How did that happen? I really don't know how that happened. So, okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to do Q, granary. So now we build our granary first. That's weird. I genuinely don't know why that happened. We don't want to chop this marsh until we have the granary to support the population. Okay, so let's think about this. We can settle on the stone. It'll remove the stone. This is a breathtaking tile, so it'll be worth +2 science, +2 culture. Nice. This one is not breathtaking. This one is. This one will be worth +2 culture, but not +2 science. This one will be +2 science, but not +2 culture. If I leave the stone, I can harvest the stone. If I settle here, 1, 2, 3, I can also settle here, and then we can do something like this. So here's when in order to start really getting better at the game, you need to start planning some things ahead of time, and that's where these map tacks come in, where you can literally say, I'm going to put a city here, and I'm going to put an aqueduct here. What I'm going to probably do over here in this zone, let me think here. So if I put a city here, let's actually demonstrate this. So if I put a city here, city center, I can also put a city here, right? I can show you that 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's not within 3 tiles. So I will be able to put a city here and a city here. We could do something like this. Put an aqueduct here. Ooh, that's a canal, isn't it? This could be a canal. Not very. It's not one that does anything for us, but it'll see what it like. Okay, the canal itself is not going to help, but you'll see what I'm talking about. We put another aqueduct here, but an aqueduct has to be adjacent to a mountain or a river, and then we harvest this cow, and we put an industrial zone here, and we put an industrial zone here. And what this means is +2 production, +2 production, +2 production, +1 production. This is automatically a 5 production industrial zone, which is a lot. And this one will be a 2-2-2-1, so another 5 production. That means that each of these cities will have really good production. And then once we put, say, a coal power plant in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it won't, the regional effects won't reach to these cities unless I find Mexico City in this game. We'll see if that happens or not. An argument could be made to settle a city here, and then maybe settle a city up here somewhere and put our industrial complex up here to try and reach Washington. But this one's just so much better down here that I'm okay with it. This might not be a production powerhouse city, and I'm okay with that. 9 turns till the Oracle. Getting a little bit nervous about that. We can unlock this tile now. Yeah, actually, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to get another additional production here. So it's 3, 6, 9, 17.8 off of our turn. You can click that, and that'll move around the citizens as well. I just unlocked that 2 food, 3 production tile, because unless we improve with a builder, it's not going to be anything great. However, we actually do have enough gold to buy a builder right now, and I am tempted to do that, to improve this to get the Eureka for horseback riding. It's not going to affect the appeal, and it's a better tile than this one. So actually, yeah, I am going to buy a builder here for 215 gold. I could also buy the monument, which would be nice because that'd be +2 culture, but I have a lot of culture now, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Buy the boulder. Look at that. We're at 26.6 science per turn without building a single campus. That's why Bowman's Teddy is so cool. And like, I want to talk real briefly about why I think he's so cool. So, you know, like I said before, it's not the best time in America right now, but there are elements of our country that are just fundamentally incredible. And our national park system, piss on a piss. I'll tell you why I'm pissing on in a second. Our national parks are incredible. Really, we have some terrain in this country that's just astounding, unbelievable. And the way that we've preserved that has been a wonderful thing. So here's the deal. I was just a few era scores short. I didn't notice. I was just a few era scores short of hitting a golden age for this era, which means I won't be able to buy a bunch of settlers for faith, which means that I'm gonna not be able to like race ahead this era. But that's okay. Instead, I get to pick a dedication, which means that I pick where I'm going to be getting additional era score. X is the evangelist, means I'll get +2 era score if I convert a city to my religion. Let's see if we're gonna. I totally forgot that I wanted to put plus great profit there. Shit. Okay, so there's one religion already. It's Catholicism, and they have taken 2 things I literally don't care about. Excellent. Religion, or rather, great people. Nope, great people. There's another person who's about to get it, another person who's going fast. Okay, so if we want to get a religion, which again I said I'm not 100% sure that we will, we're going to need to switch over to doing that quickly. I am still going to try. I'm going to try for one. Do we buy this tile yet? 2 turns till border growth. I'll send you to get that tribal village. You can just hang out here for now. So you can sleep there. Sleep means that it won't remind you to do anything with that builder until you click on them. All right, so yeah, I guess I do actually have to settle on. Did I literally start with this on the stone and then move my settler into this tile? Okay, I guess that's where I'm settling, huh? Here is like the same thing, but it's too close. So yeah, we're gonna settle on the stone. I want to see what this is. Oh, look at that, another volcano. This is interesting here. So this is rice flat. So if we remove this and clear this can be a food diamond, a diamond of farms, which produces a ton of food. So we might need to do that later on. New city state quest from Hunza is to construct an encampment. That's not going to happen. I don't have any reason to build an encampment in this game, at least not yet. So that's Baltimore. As you can see, 2 culture, 2 faith, 2 science, 2 food, and unfortunately only 1 production because we're not on a heal. But this is 2, 2, 2, 2 as well. So that's 8 yields on a single tile. That's beautiful. This city will probably own these tiles, so the watermill isn't that important. However, this is not a super rich food 2 and 2 and 2 and 2. It's pretty good for food. I'm gonna build my government plaza over here, so I'm gonna build a granary here. I like to go granary first simply because, again, the value of tiles, individual tiles, goes up for, excuse me, Bomu's Teddy. We are not going to finish building engineering because we're about to finish our ancient walls. So we're going to switch off that. And what else do we want? So we want this. We're going to want lumber mills sooner than later to give us some additional production while we have forests. I like libraries. I like commercial hubs, but I'm not going to be building them anytime soon. I'm going to do horseback riding because I'm about to get that Eureka. We're going to upgrade our archer. I need to save money to get this. However, I'm getting 23 gold per turn. That's a lot right now. This is train an archer. Yeah. So that completes the city-state quest. This volcano is about to erupt, so we got to get our scout out of there. And our turn here. So here's the Eureka. So now this is a 2 food, 3 production tile, going to make it better for building building our wonder. Also give us the Eureka for horseback riding. Also now we are generating horses each turn. How am I generating iron? Is there iron here? There is. Look at this. Okay, so that's why there's. So this is why I suddenly have 3 science here. I was actually wondering why I have an additional science in my capital. It's because when I revealed iron, it turns out. Yes, I'm so glad Brian is talking about how his kids are digging this, his 7 and 9-year-olds are digging this. I love it. I'm going to talk all about history and science and culture and about how the world evolved, and I'm so glad. Thank you for being here, guys. So because I discovered ironworking, I discovered where the iron is hiding. And there was iron hiding right here underneath my tile where I decided to settle. Iron gives +1 science because... iron is an incredibly useful metal. It lets you build, increasingly heavy machinery and better tools. You can even eventually combine it with carbon and create steel, which that's a much. We're not going to learn about steel for a long time, and here in the United States of America of this world. But in the meantime, we're getting the extra science and we are generating iron to our stockpile. And what that means is that when we have the technology to, say, make swords out of iron, we'll be able to do it right away. So now I have another city. So I'm going to go ahead and reassign our friend Reina over to Baltimore. She's going to be the governor over there. And we're going to grab our new pal, Pingala. This is Pingala. He gives us plus 15% science and culture, which means when he gets established, 11.8 and 14.7, 15% of this is something around... 2.75, I think. That's nothing to scoff at. This is another like 2-ish. So it's going to give us more culture and science just by him being there. But he has to get established first. Magnus is already ready to go here, which is excellent. 2 turns for the walls here. 8 turns for this border growth. So it's fluctuating how long because the amount of culture that's required for each one is fluctuating. Also, I don't know why else it does that. Man, look at this. So I've already got five population here, and I'm working all 5 of these tiles. So an argument can be made too to improve this to get some more yields off of it. We can build a farm there or a mine because there's volcanic soil. And anyone care to guess why volcanic soil is a place where you can build farms? A mega colossal eruption from this is which one is this? Is this Mount Rainier now? Classical era. We finished research on horseback riding and we finished research on engineering at the same time. That means now we can build horsemen. Horsemen are much stronger than people on foot because they got height and speed advantages. And they're also really fast, so they're great for exploring the world. I also finished games and recreation, which means that I got some new policies. This one actually might be useful eventually. Also, now I can build the Colosseum and arenas, which are ways that we can keep our people happy by entertaining them.
Man's magic is another man's engineering.
We've also finished engineering, which is a great quote here. Because fertile, says omnisciently. Yeah. When volcanoes erupt, they take a lot of heavy metals that were melted into the lava, and they end up getting distributed through ash into the surrounding areas. And the ash that has all those heavy metals that aren't normally in the soil break down in the soil and become available for plants to use. And so, for example, Hawaii is extremely fertile soil because of all their volcanic soil, and actually parts of Oregon too. Oregon and Seattle and the Pacific Northwest, like in Washington State, because there's a lot of volcanic land there. If you're driving through the mountains, you'll see these huge blackish gray boulders. That's basalt. It's basically cooled lava that erupted a long, long time ago. And as it breaks down and goes into the soil, the plants are able to use them to grow their flowers, to grow their fruits or their vegetables in a way that normally we might need fertilizer. So that's why it fertilizes tiles. We reached engineering. That's an incredibly important moment in human history when we start building some really complex stuff like aqueducts, which let us move water from up in the mountains down to our cities, or from a river to our cities, which lets us have more housing. Housing in this game is an approximation of the idea that a city can only support so many people until you have enough fresh water and food, right? So aqueducts help you support more people, and we get catapults, which are great defensive units, as well as great units for smashing down the walls of other cities. Our next research is going to be probably for our construction, so that we can get water mills. Now, the eureka for Games and Recreation was to finish the construction tech, but I wasn't really paying attention. That's okay. Defensive tactics is a really great one because it'll allow us to build walls faster, and we're actually going to want to build walls because they'll eventually grant us tourism. However, we're not going to need them anytime soon, although this is a wonderful, wonderful wonder. And this actually has a governor title on it as well. But I'm going to grab drama and poetry because I might want to go down here to theology, because I might want to spend a little bit more time and resources on my religion soon. So I'm going to move my scout here to block this scout from getting up to see Baltimore. And now I think, is it time to purchase a tile? 115 gold. I'm going to have to keep waiting here. That's okay. In the meantime, we could build Machu Picchu in 21 turns here. Let's see, we've got 17 production here and 17.8. There's a really strong argument for putting Machu Picchu in this city. However, Machu Picchu, being a wonder, wants to be able to have theater squares next to it. So if there's a theater square where all of our playwrights and our actors are living, and they live next to the beautiful mountain city of Machu Picchu, they produce even more art because they're so inspired by the beauty. That's how wonders work in this game. However, there's only one tile adjacent here. This one has one tile adjacent. This one has one tile adjacent. This one has 3 tiles adjacent. So actually, this one is a good argument. This is a good argument. We are currently in the classical age, or perhaps let's find out. So if we go to our tech tree, we just researched our first classical era tech. So we are officially in the classical era. For those of you who aren't familiar with these terms, the classical era was the years probably I want to say around the time of 0 BC up until 800 BC or so, the time of the Roman Empire, the time of the Greeks, the time of the Egyptians. The Egyptians were around for a long time. So we could build Machu Picchu here, which would allow us to put a theater square here that'll be adjacent to our governor Plaza. That's nice. If we build another city down here, we can maybe have another one adjacent over here. If we see where we can put in here, pyramids. That changes things. If I build pyramids here, that's excellent. Machu Picchu can go here, which is not great. It could go. Yeah, you know what? Machu Picchu is going right freaking here. So as you can see, we're going to build a city on a mountain. How did they do that? How did the Peruvians, right? The Peruvians build Machu Picchu? How in the world did they build a city on a mountain? Did you know that Machu Picchu is literally designed so that it fits together like a puzzle piece? So that as seismic activity, earthquakes shift the land, The actual city moves with the land. Oh my god, how did they know that would happen, and how did they plan for that? Who knows? It was built a long time ago, and yet it's so incredible. I love that. I love that fact. I'm going to build a monument. I don't have much else to do right now. Well, I could just start working on Machu Picchu for now. Yeah, let's do it. Let's just start working on Machu Picchu. I can chop down maybe this forest here to get to put the city. Oh no, it needs to be here. Well, maybe I put my government plaza there, so I can keep this forest here. Maybe I do that. Okay, next turn. Oh, this one erupted too. Nice. I'm gonna move my archer here, move my scout here. Archers are much better than slingers because archers can shoot 2 tiles. They can shoot 2 tiles away, whereas slingers can only attack people next to them. The invention of the bow and arrow was incredibly important for hunting and actually, you know what? I should be building settlers right now out of the city. But you know what? With our government set the way it is, right? In our government right now, we have plus 15% for wonders here and plus 10% wonders here. Let's just go ahead and stick to that. Let's just stick to building wonders as fast as we can and try to get these 2 wonders real quick. We're 1 turn away. Oh boy, this is the scary moment. This is the moment of truth, because what can actually happen is I can go to the next turn and the AI can beat me to it, and then I'll lose this. I'll lose all of the time I put into this practically. I'm gonna move my scout here. Keep chasing after this scout. Discover what's over here. Okay, so my archer scared him off.
I sprang upon the swift ship in the form of a dolphin. Pray to me as Apollo Delphinius. Also the altar itself shall be called Delphinius and overlooked forever.
I think that's a quote from Homer's The Odyssey, which is a classical era piece of writing. So the Oracle is a building that I think was in ancient Greece, is my understanding, maybe classical era Greece. And it was on top of a hill, and the oracles lived there. Who were, they believed to be truth tellers, future tellers. And so priests who worshipped, the Grecian gods, like Artemis and Zeus, they would head up the hill, and they would go and they would consult the oracles at the top of the hill. How cool is that, huh? Now, who knew what they were predicting? But pretty cool. Drama and poetry instantly finished because we built a wonder. That's awesome. We can now build our theater squares, which is a way to produce additional culture, including works of great writing. However, we're playing Bull Moose Teddy, so we're going to focus primarily on getting culture and tourism from things other than that. I'm going to get rid of my +1 production in all cities to get the +2 great profit points. I got to be careful. I might really lose this. So there are 3 religions left. Hinduism, okay. Eastern Orthodoxy, okay. So the specific religion I want, I can still access. So I am still okay going after it. However, we do definitely need to build this holy site right now. So the Oracle will basically make my holy site produce more great profit points, meaning that I'll be able to find my own religion, something that represents us as America. Because of that, I'm also going to go for the fast theology to build an early temple. Temples give you more great profit points and more faith. I also can delete this tile marker now that I'm here. Look at this. 1, 4, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Lots of good stuff. All right, warrior, keep heading home. This dude went on an adventure. He made it like, if this is North America, he made it like into Mexico before he turned back. When am I gonna get Johnny Appleseed? Okay, so here's the answer, my friends. It's gonna take this lot. So this is where we are right now in our culture, right? We're gonna discover things like diplomatic service and exploration and mercantilism, and then one day, after we discover natural history, we're like, we should research the history of our own people. Then we'll learn about conservation, which means that we're gonna say, you know what? All this beautiful land we've been claiming over the last few centuries, people must really like it. They should probably come visit it. And once they do that, we can start building our own national parks, and we can start planting our own forests. And once we start planting our own forest, well, then I guess Johnny Appleseed will have joined our civilization, and he's going to be building all sorts of trees for us. So it's going to be a while. It's going to be like the year 1700 or so before we start dropping trees down. But one day I promise we will. We're going to keep exploring up to the northwest here. We're going to keep allowing that dude to travel south. We have 572 faith. Jeez, OP. That's so much for this early in the game. We got some more floodplains over here. That's interesting. Floodplains are places where you can build dams, and if you can build dams, you can have lots of industry because water power through water mills, through cooling, water goes a long way towards making building easier. Okay, the trade route between Washington and Kabul has finally finished, so now I can send a new trade route to somewhere else. We could get +1 food, +1 gold. So where is our trader right now is here, okay? My goal right now is to get Baltimore up and running and to get the Machu Picchu built as quickly as possible. If I transfer the trader to New York and send a trade route, say, to Baltimore, I'll gain some food and production here in New York, meaning that I'll build my Machu Picchu a little bit faster. If I keep a trade route with Kabul, I'm going to get a bunch of gold, which is nice. I only have 9.3. This is +7, so that's more than a 50% increase in my gold. These have +2, which is nice. I'm going to do this. I'm going to transfer you to New York, and next turn I'm going to send you on a trade route. We're not going to build the water mill, so we might as well just finish this. Terracotta Army is a pretty cool wonder. We're not going to be finding a religion anytime soon, so I'm going to go ahead and finish theology. So I got the... Gosh darn it. Wow. Okay. I got a +3 era score because my holy site finished, and and it was worth at least 3 faith. If you remember a long while ago, we placed this one... Whoa. Oh no, I clicked the wrong button. We're back. We're back. Okay. Remember I placed this holy square a long time ago? It's producing 4 faith because of its adjacent mountains and forests, meaning that it itself is now adding +4 to our faith per turn. And it gave us that error score because it's a beautiful, beautiful building. In fact, let's go... Hey, stop it. In fact, we can look at the historic timeline. Chimes enchanting, incense and icon. The holy site of Washington brings worshippers and pilgrims into contemplation of the higher matters. Matters of the spirit. Brian says that answer was 10,000% better than the career deserved. They were riveted. Well, you know me. I'll always try to vamp if I can and give a good answer to a dumb question. It wasn't a dumb question, guys. I'm kidding. Okay, so we can't actually make it to Baltimore because it's too far away. So I'm going to send my trader to Washington, which is going to add onto this road, giving us +2 food here, +1 production here, and +2 gold here. It's making our Machu Picchu just a little bit faster. We're going to get iron working, and let's check on our tile here. So still 10 turns. Man, why is it taking so long? Buying a tile, 120 gold. I'm just going to do it here now. I'm going to harvest this for 70 food. Cha-ching. So this just jumped up to 7 production. It might even be working this tile because I have literally no other good tiles to work, which is kind of a bummer. I'm working this tile too, which is nice. Can I swap any tiles with the capital? I can't swap any tiles with the capital. Why are you taking that tile? It's a mountain. You can't do anything with a mountain. I'm going to drop my government plaza here. Is that where I'm going to drop it? Oh, shoot. I forgot I wanted to put it the other spot. No. Okay, I'm going to put it here anyway. So I put my government plaza right here. And then I'm going to get back to work on Machu Picchu. And then we're gonna switch over. So that way, the government plaza will be its cheapest it'll ever be. There's a question in the chat about ABBA. Late game, we'll be producing great musicians, and maybe ABBA will make an appearance then. I'm not sure. I'm going to build the shrine here in Washington so that we can start getting some more great people points to hurry up and get our religion. So 3 of 6. These ones are done. This guy is getting 4 per turn, 3.4. I'm getting 2 right now, so I definitely need to speed that up somehow. There's that scout. There's that warrior. Our archer should be able to take care of that. We're good. Okay. I'm sending this builder to scout because I still have not discovered the Voidsingers. This stream is literally called Worship the Old Gods with Teddy because I'm going to do it, but if I can't find them, I never can. I love this quote. Alan Watts. Man suffers only because he takes seriously what the gods made for fun. We're only here to have fun, y'all. So now I can also build a temple, as well as this special wonder called the Mahavodi Temple, which has to be built inside of next to a holy site inside of a forest. And it gives more faith and helps you win the game through diplomacy. We're going to try to win the game through tourism, so we're not going to be super concerned with that. I'm going to get this in 1 turn because of the bonus to flanking, which means that if you're attacking an enemy from the side, you do more damage. Remember Bandar Brunei? Remember how we couldn't pass through their lands before? We send 1 more suzerain, they become our buddies, and now we can pass through their lands. See, now it's dotted and there's no black. Now that means we have open borders with them. We also discovered Valletta. So Valletta, oh yeah. We want Valletta to be our friend, and I'll show you why. City center buildings, so things like the granaries, the walls, things like that, can be purchased with faith. Oh, I have 700 faith right now. I can buy all sorts of cool stuff. So we want to be their friend. So how do we do that? We need to complete their quest, which is to send a trade route. I just sent my trade route, so I'm not going to have another one anytime soon, so we're going to have to wait for that one for quite a while. We're going to make some other decisions, too, as time goes on. We have now the ability to build lumber mills. And lumber mills are built on forests, and they increase the production of the tile, so that the tile can build stuff. The city can build stuff faster. But I think they make it so that the forest is no longer making the nearby tiles more appealing. So that kind of does hurt our plans a little bit. So we're gonna see. We're not gonna go. Okay. So now there's this archer here. So he's in range this turn. He's in range this turn. However, he's kind of afraid of me. Actually, no, he's not in range because he's on a hill. So I can't shoot up this hill at him, but he can shoot down the hill at me. So I'm going to move up here to this hill so that these guys can't get to me this next turn. I can attack across this river and kill the scout, so I'm going to. Next civic, let's get defensive tactics, which will let us build walls faster, which we're going to want to build walls soon. This is a nice tile. Wow. Here we have Reina in this city. What does this city have for us? That it's good. We're working a high production tile. I'd rather you work this tile. More food. So they take a little while to grow here. Maybe a watermill. Yeah, let's get a watermill. It's pretty cheap, and it gives me food and production, the things I need right now. Now, I gotta be really careful with this builder. If I lose him, it's gonna really hurt. But I gotta discover. That hurts. That hurts. All right, so what just happened here is somebody else built Machu Picchu before I could. I had a handful of turns left. It's taking 97 of that production and salvaging it, which means that I can put it towards something else. It automatically put it towards my government plaza, and it just built that instantly in 1 turn. So I'll look on the bright side. Now we can build our Ancestral Hall. And then we can start building citizens again. Let's grab Sailing. And we have another governor title. We still don't have our secret society that we want. So what we're going to do is, so we're actually falling behind on culture now. So Pingala has this promotion that says +1 culture per turn for each citizen in the city. We're going to take that. And that means that in this city here, we're getting +4 more culture because there are 4 people. I'm going to move you here. I'm tempted to build something like a horseman, something that can move around fast to help in my scouting efforts to find the Voidsingers. Because boy, I really want to sing into the void, man. I want to sing into that void. Let's keep exploring with our scout up here. Lots of land over here. Wow. Okay. when I set the game up, if you weren't here at the beginning of the game, I did reduce the number of AI players in the game by 1. Oh, do we want this? Don't have enough gold. Let's get it done. I removed one of the AI players. That gives me slightly more land to work with, and I'm surprised to discover that I'm ending up with a lot of land to work with. Okay, so I can build a lumber mill on here, which will give me one more production here. I think this tile should still be breathtaking. So it should not reduce the number of culture or science it produces. So now I've got that cog symbol, means it's producing 5 production, which is a lot. It's a lot. I've got plenty of food coming from these 3 tiles, so I'm not too worried about this only 1 tile here. Or sorry, there's only 1 food here. Another eruption over here. +1 production on this tile right here right now. 4, 3, 1. Yummy. Let's see, what's next? There are things at the top of the list I'd like to get to. Let's go for mathematics. So mathematics will let us build some cool wonders, which we probably won't build, as well as our diplomatic quarter, and eventually it's going to get us to apprenticeship, which is going to let us build these buildings down here. I don't really want to clear this woods to build the aqueduct, but I'm going to have to. So I'm probably going to send over Magnus pretty soon too. Over here, jeez. There's that archer again. Keep exploring down here. We've got a warrior, so now we could make him into a swordsman and equip him with an iron sword, but we don't have enough gold yet, so we're gonna have to wait on that. Okay, so this archer is just fortifying himself in the forest so that he stays safe from my arrows, and I'm okay with that. I'm gonna keep moving this way. I'm gonna explore this last bit and then send him home. Over here, okay, so this river just flooded, right? These are all floodplains tiles. This river just flooded, which increased the amount of food that these tiles are producing, and it also almost drowned my scout. So that's why he's almost dead. And you can see the tile still splashing with water.
Wealth consists not in having...
I have another envoy. I want Valletta. It's going straight to Valletta. Envoys, for my friends out there who are building the vocabulary, an envoy an envoy is a special person that we send to other countries to be friends with them, to help them with, like, to set up trade goods, to exchange information, to work together, to be friendly, to be diplomatic. Being diplomatic means being kind to people even when they're different, even when maybe we could, say, hurt them to get ourselves some benefits to ourselves. We don't do that. Oh my gosh, a catapult? That's bad. That is bad. There's one. Okay, so to omnisciently question, is the Voidsingers issue bad RNG at this point? Yes, it is. So what's happened is there's a 40% chance every time I grab one of these goodie huts, as we call them, to discover the Voidsingers. It hasn't happened yet. I've discovered, 6 of them, and every time I've rolled the dice, I've lost. What the Voidsingers will do, by the way, since we haven't gotten there, is they'll make my faith production produce other cool stuff and allow me to, well, I'm going to save some of the other cool stuff. Okay, so we have an option now. It would only cost us 218 faith to finish up and just grab this great person and grab our profit so that we can create our religion. I'm going to do that. So now we have Simon Peter. I don't know who Simon Peter is, but he's apparently a religious figure from real life. So someone else completed the Apandana, which is a very nice wonder. Oh god, that's bad.
Defense.
Okay, so there is a defensive tactics. I'm going to put limes. I think it's actually limes. Limes. I looked it up. The pronunciation is limes. It's an old Roman word, Latin word. This means that when I build my walls in my city, they build faster. I'm going to switch over to production towards settlers because I'm going to start building a bunch of new cities. Okay, so how do we get this how do we get this archer out of here alive? We have to move here, and if this archer chases us, we might still die anyway. But this is our only option. Feudalism is an awesome technology. It's a terrible thing, but it's an awesome technology, so we're going to go for it next. We'll talk about what feudalism is when we get there. I have another governor title. That's good news. Since I'm not going to be building many campuses this game, I'm definitely going to take the researcher promotion from Pingala, +1 science per turn for each citizen. I have 5 citizens, so +5 science. We send Simon Peter over here to our holy site, and we found a religion. We did it. We found our religion. Now, what are we going to call a religion? We could pick one of the real ones, like we could be a Buddhist America or an America that believes in Judaism or Islam. But no, let's not offend anybody today. Let's go with a custom religion. I'm going to pick the lion to represent us because Americans are brave and foolhardy, like the lion. And let's see. What should we be? How about we are America and we worship rugged individualism. Here in America, we believe that it's really about what you as one person can do. Don't worry about grouping together with other people. It's all about what you, the individual, can do. So, rugged individualism is the name of our American religion. And now we get to pick what it gives us. So here's where we start talking about our win condition. Okay, how are we going to win this game? This religious bonus right here, this is our main focus, is called the reliquaries. It's a fancy word for the place where you put religious relics. Relics have triple yield of both faith and tourism. Basically what's going to happen is we're going to fill our cities up with the relics of the void, which are going to be relics created by our Voidsingers. And the relics of the void are going to produce faith and tourism. And this is going to triple that. So I'm going to try and have relics all over my empire, producing tons of faith and tourism, and then we're going to use that faith to build national parks, which also create tourism, until eventually the whole world wants nothing better than to come and visit our lands and be our friends. So that's how we're going to win the game. Now, what else are we going to do? We got some options. So first off, we can choose what's called a worship building. A worship building is where do our people go to church? They can go to a cathedral, which is a Catholic building, a mosque, which is an Islamic building, a gurdwara, which I believe is from Southeast Asia. So I'm not sure what religion it's associated with, but I think it's associated with that region. I could be wrong. Pagodas are Japanese, and stupas. I don't know what a stupa is. I think it might be Middle Eastern, perhaps, or perhaps Eastern Europe, like Russian or something like that. So each one of these gives you a bonus. They give you some faith and then something else. The cathedral lets us put religious art in it. The mosque lets us spread our religion better. The stupa makes our people happier. The gurdwara produces more food and housing, so we can have more people in our cities. The pagoda gives us diplomatic favor, so we can be more diplomatic. And the Darimer, which is another one, I forgot about that one, gets more faith the longer you have it. I am going to take the stupa because, the stupa would be nice right now because they did make amenities better. They made amenities a little bit harder to get and a little bit stronger. I'm going to take it. That's our religion. Rugged individualism is the one true path of salvation. Please ignore all the other ones. That's right. All the other religions are lies, and we tell the truth. So I've got 713 faith. I'm going to immediately purchase a missionary here and a missionary here. So that cost me like 200 and something faith, and now I can spread my religion to all of my other cities. This yellow means that this city follows rugged individualism, and these other cities are going to naturally be influenced by it. But by sending my missionaries there, I can automatically go and convert them to my religion. All right, please, Voidsingers. Please, Voidsingers. I'm actually going to upgrade my swordsman here, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I'm trying to hit the golden age, to reach a golden age, I'm going to need 53 era score. I currently have 38. This will be my first iron unit, and so it's going to give me +1 era score. So now I have a swordsman. We'll pull him out of the city so we can take a look at him. Move you there. We met another city-state, which is Jerusalem. Jerusalem is, as you may know, a holy city in both of the Abrahamic faiths, which is to say Islam, Judaism, and Christianity. So actually the three. And its special bonus is that once you have it, your cities with holy sites exert pressure as if they were holy cities, meaning 4 times more religious pressure on all cities within 10 tiles. That means it'd be easy to spread my religion. That's another way to win the game, is to make the whole world follow your religion. Oh no, so I just traded this guy. He's probably going to die here. I got an envoy from that city-state, which I'm going to send straight to Valletta. Yes, which gives me suzerainty with Valletta, which is what I wanted. Okay, so this archer will survive. I'm going to move him here. We're okay. Here's our swordsman. Let's see what he looks like. These are our swordsmen. These are little swordsy guys. There's a way to rotate the camera. I forget what it is, though. There it is. Our little swordsmen. Aren't they cute? Our little American swordsmen. Do you guys remember the era of American swordsmen? Of course you do. I'm actually going to do this first. So I'm going to take this missionary and send him this way. I'm going to take this missionary and send him right here. Because by going next to Mount Everest, he gains alpine training, meaning he can move through hills without needing extra movement. I actually want to explore here. And that was an accidental click. You're okay. You might be dead. I clicked off my screen again, so the screen might go black. That's okay. All right, here we are. Okay, remember how we picked the Golden Age bonus to gain extra era score from converting our cities to our religion? Well, that's about to happen a bunch. So we probably actually will end up getting a Golden Age, which is precisely what we need. I'm gonna shoot some arrows at this guy here, because he's gonna move here. He won't be able to attack. This catapult, it won't be able to attack me either, so I'm safe to do that. I'm going to send this missionary over here and send this missionary down here, and we're going to convert our cities to our religion. When your cities follow your religion, they gain all the bonuses. We finally met somebody. We finally made a friend. Omnisciently asks, is Cthulhu really an option? Kind of. I mean, we actually probably could have and should have named our religion something like Relaya Sleeps or something like that, some sort of Cthulhu reference, but I went with a more of an American theme. So we meet Shaka of the Zulu. The Zulu is a tribe of people from South Africa. They are known for their music in particular. There's a band that was big in the 70s and 80s who brought Zulu music to the world, whose name is escaping me right now. Very cool music. It's an honor to meet you. We should exchange information on our capitals. This is our way of saying let's be friends. Okay. We can now see he's making slightly more culture than us, and he's making a lot less science than us. That's good, because the thing about Shaka Zulu is a warrior king. He will absolutely come and destroy us if he sees us as a weakness. So we want to be friends with Shaka Zulu. So how are we going to do that? Well, first off, we're going to send him a delegation. Basically, we send him $25 and say, please, here are some gifts. We will be your friends. I mean, we send him some American apple pie and maybe I don't know, other American stuff. Right? We're in neutral relationship with them. He likes it when we have a big army and we create armies out of them. He doesn't like if we don't do that. He's met one other person, so there is somebody else to the south. And he also has a number of luxury resources, actually, that we don't have, so that we might one day want to borrow those. We're going to want open borders with him. Now, he says, I'm not going to do this for free. So I say, make this deal more valuable, more equitable. And he says, give me 1 gold every turn for the next 30 turns, and we can have open borders with each other. And I say, yes, let's do that. And the reason why is that having open borders makes us more likely to be friends. So we sent them a delegation. We have open borders, so that's +6, -5 for our first impression. I don't know why he didn't like us when we first met him, but he didn't. So we're actually we're +1 right now with our friends the Zulu, and that will be good because we want to be their friends. Like I said, we don't want to have to fight them. So now we are literally just going to build an ass ton of settlers, like maybe 4 or 5 right now. The reason why, we just finished our Ancestral Hall, which means that we'll be building them even faster, as well as the fact that we have Magnus in here, so we will not lose any, what's it called, in the process. I kind of would like to go for the Colosseum, but that would require building an entertainment district, which is not going to happen in this city anytime soon. So I'm just going to let this be and build some settlers here in the meantime. Just going to let my swordsman chill here to keep it safe. Do I need my builder? I could go improve this tile. That would be nice. I could go chop these woods down. That would be nice. So I can start work on the aqueduct. I'm going to do that. Move here. Convert. So now Baltimore, it also follows rugged individualism, and I get +2 era score for that. The dedication is like what are we promising to do in this era? In this era, we are promising to spread rugged individualism throughout the land. I do still have a government, though, so I should think about whether or not I want to promote Pingala, perhaps to grants. So Pingala's upgrade for grants gives us plus 100% great people points. I'm going to go ahead and do that so that I can more likely get more of them. So here's the stupa. The stupa can be bought with faith, so I will. And look at that, 80 faith for walls. I'm building walls in all of my cities, walls here and walls there. Excellent. Now, see that blue line? That means that if anyone ever attacks my city, they have to get through my blue before they can start attacking the city, and my city can automatically shoot arrows now at people if they come and try to mess with us. So that's a pretty valuable thing, having walls. Also, as I said later on in the game, it'll create tourism because people want to come visit the ancient castles of America. I'm going to grab apprenticeship next because I am going to want to start developing this area over here. I'm going to settle this city. I'm going to build these aqueducts. I'm going to build these industrial zones pretty quickly because that's good, because that'll be very helpful. I could build a theater square right here. It'll be a good one. It's a +2 culture for being adjacent to a wonder, +1 culture for being adjacent to, or rather +0.5 a culture for being adjacent to my holy site. If we would have gotten Machu Picchu, it also would have gotten +1 from being next to a mountain, but we didn't get Machu Picchu, and that's okay. We could go for a quick diplomatic quarter here, but you want your diplomatic quarter to be next to your city so that you get a free envoy from it, so I'm not going to build that yet. Although it would be nice for our autocracy that we're currently using. There's not a good campus. I don't really want a campus. Not a good aqueduct. Really want I could build my entertainment center. That might be a good idea. Maybe build an entertainment center over here to make these tiles nicer. Entertainment complex, excuse me. But I don't own that tile yet. I'm going to build a monument real quick. What'll happen is, and I can actually just faith buy a monument, 120. What'll happen is once I become a member of the Voidsingers, all of my monuments will become upgraded monuments, and that's actually what I've kind of been waiting for. I'm going to build a horseman here so that I can try and scout this area more effectively, because I still don't have the Voidsingers. Let's see, where do I want to... I'm going to send you to Kabul to convert Kabul, and I'm going to send you up here to Hunza, or should I send you down... Let's see, So Ulundi does have a religion. Does it belong to them? It does. So I don't want to go convert these cities because I'll just piss off Zulu. So let's not... Whoops. Clicked off screen accidentally. I don't want to piss off the Zulu too bad. So, whoops. We're going to go ahead and send you... Actually, these guys can move really far. So I'm also going to use my missionaries as scouts too. So I'm going to send my scout. I'm going to drop 1 charge here on Hunza and then head up to explore over here. Archers can still hit these catapults. this barbarian is playing very stupidly. It's just letting me pick him apart. Oh well, I'm so sad. They want a trade route. There's an argument to be made for going down and converting these cities down here, but maybe later. First, let's do this. Okay, anything I need to check in on? No, I don't think so. I want to get feudalism as quickly as possible because I want to be able to plug this in before I actually settle my next city, which is going to be right here, like I said. Got another settler coming in 4 turns. Move you. So that barbarian catapult seems to have run away. Good news. We're going to convert Kabul, and now we have this little block of cities. I'm also now 48 out of 53 for my golden age, which is precisely what I want. I really want a golden age this next era. Okay, there's that barbarian catapult again. Okay, so now we're done here in our capital. So we could build the Mahavodi Temple right here. Okay, that would take away this tile, which is, you know, it's a pretty good tile. The pyramids, I love the pyramids. However, I don't own this tile yet, so I can't build it yet. The Mahavodi Temple will give me 2 apostles, and apostles let me improve my religion, which would be nice. I do plan on making a lot of wonders, and a theater square here next to these 3 buildings would be a very good theater square. So I am going to go for the Mahavodi Temple here. So it's 18 turns. They're going to build a beautiful temple here. Let's see. I wonder where that's at in the real world. See, Mahavodi. The Mahavodi, or Great Awakening Temple in Bodh Gaya, is one of the 4 sacred sites of the Lord Buddha's Siddhartha Gautama's life, and the very spot where he attained enlightenment. Where Buddha sat under a tree for so long that he realized that he is not himself. He is not his body or his mind or his feelings, but rather a spirit connected to the spirituality of all living things. Kind of a beautiful thing. I like Buddhism. I think it's a pretty darn good idea. So we got a little rugged individualism here. It didn't quite convert it, so we can go to our religion view, and it's not telling us how long until it converts for some reason. That's fine, I guess. Thought it should. All right, so we're going to need more amenities and more housing here soon in New York. That's a good thing because we're building. What's bad? Okay, so this is bad. This is a highly mobile ranged unit called a skirmisher. It's basically an upgraded scout. I'm going to try and get away. I don't know if I'm going to make it. He's probably going to move into range and just kill my guy right there, which really, really is sad. We're going to go explore up here. And again, I'm going to hard build feudalism because I want this policy, and I want it now. It's my policy, and I want it now. Sorry. Do we have enough built? We have enough? Jeez. So, growth is really slow in my capital. I'm going to want a trader here so I can start getting more trade routes. So that I can start getting more food from my other cities. Because I'm really hurting for food here. 42 turns to grow to population 6 is terrible. I have enough faith to purchase a guru. I don't need one of those. Oh, there's another city-state down here. Discover them. Okay. Get the heck out of there, Archer. Please, please, please. I don't want to lose that Archer. I don't want to lose that Archer. He's going to be able to move here and shoot. I'm dead. Ooh, this might save me. Save me, save me, save me. Save me, save me, save me. Oh no, it did. It saved me. Okay. We're not building any wonders anymore. We're not building the Mahavodi Temple. But I do want this all the same. We're not going to be building. Apparently, we're going to be just buying our walls with faith, which is awesome. So we're going to stop with that too. We actually are building a cavalry unit, so we're going to put that in maneuver. So that'll make our horsemen ever so more quickly. Going to go ahead and get that archer out of there. All right, now we need a new religion. I'm sorry, a new government. Monarchy, which is very close to where we already are, lets us become the king. I wish to be the king of America, and when I become the king of America, our walls become castles, meaning that people get to live in our walls, meaning that having walls in a city increases the amount of housing available to that city. So, I think it would be worth it to go ahead and get one of those. I'm going to get a monument here. Okay, so where else are we settling? Where else are there some good appeal tiles? So over here, all this floodplains and stuff, it's not very nice tiles. They're not very appealing. So if I were to build over here, I would build all my city stuff, like all of my districts up here, and then all of my national parks down here. However, there's a lot of rainforest down here. And rainforest is icky yucky because it's full of bugs and snakes and gosh knows what else. Panda, I actually don't have any mods turned on right now. I do use some, like sometimes I use UI mods, sometimes I use additional units mods, but I tend to find that I like the vanilla game a lot right now, so I'm just kind of leaving it as it is. Okay, so these tiles are low appeal. Maybe I should start thinking about luxury resources. So here we have more marble. We already have that. Here are some turtles. Here are some turtles. Here's some nice land. Here's some jade. Are these tundras up here? Lowland, 3 meters. You know, I think I am gonna keep scouting up here, and I think there's a city up north here. I think we're gonna settle up. Okay, we have one more settler ready. Oh no, you, Goofy, going here, yeah? And you. Who did I just send up there? You go up here. I don't know who I just sent up there. Maybe I was thinking the missionary? Good deal, Benefits, and I plan. I wonder if I should keep mine disabled and play a vanilla game. I've inspired you? Oh, thanks. Oh no. Okay. Okay. We're really lucky right now. Okay. So there's a trader, and there's a settler. 2 of my most valuable units, and they got lava all over them. I lost 1 population in the city, but they didn't kill those units. Thank goodness. They could have died, and that would have been absolutely tragic. Okay, why can you no longer build Mahavodi Temple? Oh, because the the volcano destroyed my holy site. So now I have to repair it all before I can go back to work. I gotta wait till the builder gets here to chop that. And I'm going to send this horseman to the south. I could build my monument here. I could faith by my monument here. I could build a catapult because they're beautiful. And I think there's a Eureka to do that. I'm going to build a extra... No, because I'm about to get a bunch of free builders. I'm going to build an extra scout. And there's Fez. Fez says construct an encampment, not going to happen. Fez says that whenever you use a religious unit to convert a city for the first time, earn 20 science per population of that city. Pretty cool, but not that important to us. We're not really playing a religious-based game. We're just getting a religion to help our tourism win. Okay, so this is where the land ends up here. Interesting. There is a particularly nice wonder that we can get in a couple eras. That is the St. Basil's Cathedral, which is a beautiful, beautiful building from Russia. And okay, there's Colosseum gone. That's too bad. That's too bad. That's okay. I wasn't really planning on getting it. Okay, I gotta repair my shrine now. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the St. Basil's Cathedral does a couple of things. It most importantly makes tundra tile, so the snowy stuff, worthwhile. It makes them produce additional resources. And it also increases the amount of the amount of tourism generated by religious tourism in that city. So if that city's got relics, if it's got a holy site, those produce more tourism
There is
too.
a way to train an apprentice. My 2 tools are example and nagging.
We've completed research on apprenticeship, which means that we can start building all of these beautiful, beautiful industrial tiles down here. Now, the bummer about industrial tiles is that they reduce the appeal of nearby tiles. So while right now this tile and this tile are both mega good because they have high appeal, when I start putting in these industrial zones, we might lose this. This one, however, is a 7 appeal, so it actually will probably be fine. But we're going to chop this woods, and we're going to drop an aqueduct here, and then we're going to harvest this cows, and we're going to drop an industrial zone there, and then we're going to build a city, and we're going to do the same thing over here, and eventually a canal there. But because we're going to be chopping down a bunch of forests, we actually are going to want our friend Magnus to be over there. However, we don't want Magnus to leave this city until he finishes building some settlers, so we're going to spend a little bit more time here. We're going to build an aqueduct, which is going to give us this, so that's nice. We could get knights, which are even better horse units. I'm actually going to grab shipbuilding here so that my units, my land guys, can start going in the water and ride little boats around. That way they can explore a little bit more effectively. I guess I'm going to send this missionary to go explore that way. I need more amenities. We're now -2 amenities in this city. That's not great. We're going to probably have to build a entertainment center very quickly in there. We've got 3 more settlers to go. I think I might finish those out before I leave, before I move on to the next thing. I'm going to rebuild my temple. I'm going to faith purchase a monument here, which is helping get my culture back up. There's this tile right here that's not really doing a whole lot. Am I working it? I'm not working it. So I could build the diplomatic quarter here, which would be beneficial to me because diplomacy means that being friends with city-states is better, being friends with other civilizations is better, and also we're protected from spies a little bit, because eventually spies are going to start coming and trying to steal our money and our secrets and stuff. We could build a spearman to try and get the Eureka for pikemen. That would be nice. We could drop a holy site somewhere. There's a +4 holy site here. There's a +2 holy site here. So this is actually interesting, because this holy site would help counteract the effects of the industrial zone. That's cool. When I remove these 2 forests, this tile is going to stop being so good for sure. No, I need to save my... You can only build as many districts based upon your population. I need to save that so I can get these sooner. So we're not going to build any districts here. So what can I use my production for? I would love to be able to build a trader, but I don't have any more trade routes open. In order to do that, I need to start building either harbors in the ocean or commercial districts, which I should be able to do pretty soon. So I guess I'm going to just put some points into a builder. I don't know what else to do here. I have 1 more governor title. Curator could be good eventually, but not yet, because I don't have a campus or a theater square here. Can I drop another? I can. So I'm actually going to drop this theater square right here so that it's locked in at its cheapest price. And I'm going to go back to work on my temple. This scout here will be able to cross the ocean pretty soon, or rather the coast, so I'm going to be able to drop him into the water right there in 3 turns. So let's do that. Kabul is interesting because it's a canal city too, so that if you were to take Kabul, we could then pass throughout from New York out into the harbor, which, wow, this is a very New York. I'm not sure that's going to happen though. So now I can go back to building the Mahavodi Temple, or I can repair my stupa. I'm going to go back to work on the Mahavodi Temple right now. So horsemen are not good at moving through forests, so that's why he's moving so slowly. Because horses aren't great at moving through forests. This guy is strong, but not when I smack him. So those guys are good at shooting you from range, but once you're up in their face, they're not so scary. So I've got 1 citizen heading up here to settle somewhere up here in this tundra, volcano, seaside area. There's some appealing tiles over here. There's this... I forgot about this. Maybe now is the time to go think about settling down in this rainforest. The problem is there's no fresh water anywhere down here. Omnisciently, yes. With this being a YouTube stream, my understanding is that this is just going to straight up live on forever on my channel. So I would love if you were to join the end and watch the finishing components. We're probably going to play for maybe another half hour here for this session. I started at 11 a.m., so coming up on 3 hours. That's feeling pretty good. We'll see. Maybe I'll stick around till 2. Maybe I'll switch games and play something else. But there's only 3 people watching right now, and that's a-okay. So maybe I'll wrap it up there and see if maybe next time we'll have some more streamers. Or, sorry, some more viewers. Okay, this is interesting here, okay? So this is a nice tile, and this becomes a nice harbor, and this becomes a nice canal. Okay, so the harbor will be next to these crabs in this city, so it'll be worth some gold. I can get a trade route out of it. And then if we build a canal here, we'll be able to build ships here and pass them out into the greater ocean. So I actually really like this idea of settling right here. It's got fresh water. It's got bonus resources for extra gold and food. There's no luxury resource over here, but there's a lot of land to build on. So I can build, say, like an entertainment square or entertainment complex over there. So I think that's pretty good. 1 turn till I can embark. I have a feeling there's no way to get through here. So I'm going to take the long way around, which I guess will be going through Baltimore.
I cannot imagine any condition which would cause a ship to founder.
So now my units can actually move into the ocean, into the coastline when they have enough movement. This harbor, like I said, I'm going to be building harbors and dams and canals pretty soon. Where is canals? Canals are all the way up here, though, so I'm not going to have those anytime soon. Castles lets us get the next level of walls. And right now, while we're suzerain of Valletta, there they are. Now that we're suzerain of Valletta, we're going to want to be able to buy walls with faith, and this actually speeds up what is normally a really long and arduous process. All right, so this guy is still alive. We're going to need to move him, though, so he doesn't die. Move this archer here, and now we've got our horseman out. Good. It's got to vote for promotion. This needs more housing. We're going to need to get up to... we're going to Divine Right, so we can get Monarchy. Who are you? You're for that one. You're for this one. You are going over here. So you saw that there's another civilian unit in Baltimore, and therefore you couldn't go there any further. All right, there's a tribal village. Come on, freaking Voidsingers. Oh, shoot. Religious units can't capture them. Okay. Okay. We need a fast unit. What's the fastest, cheapest unit? Scout, right? 120 gold. Get out there, Scout. I don't normally like building this many scouts, but I kind of got no choice here. I have to find the Voidsingers. Move here. You can settle on that woods. All right, now where do I want to explore? I want to explore this area here. Units move pretty quickly on water, and as you research more technologies, they move faster and faster. Now I have 2 builders here. Oh my gosh, I'm about to be rolling in builders. Okay, this is great. This is actually fantastic. I'm going to show you something very cool is about to happen here. So, what's going to happen is, I'm not currently building anything, and when I chop down this forest, it's going to produce a bunch of production all at once. And since I'm not building anything, what I can do is chop the forest, drop the aqueduct, and it will automatically apply all of that production directly into the aqueduct immediately. However, I want to send Magnus over. So I think I might actually wait a couple turns before I do that. I'm going to improve this this iron mine, and actually I'm going to improve this stone as well with my 2 builders. Unfortunately, this does mean that I'm stuck once again putting production into something I don't want. This is one thing I often struggle with, is I don't think far enough ahead, so I end up with a point where I'm like, damn, I don't know. I made a mistake. I could be doing something else right this second, but instead I can't. So I end up having to put some resources into something that I maybe don't actually want. I guess it's just, well, I'll put a point into I'll put a turn into a settler, and here's why. Since I'm sending Magnus over there, I will be able to build citizens more effectively from there. So I might build a citizen or two in this town. All right, so here's Boston, and did I forget? Did I forget, or did I do it? I didn't. So this builder came out for free with 5 builds. Oh yeah. We're gonna put a plantation on these bananas, which will cause it to give us some gold. Let's see, what does this town need? Well, we're gonna drop that aqueduct right away. So it's gonna cost as minimal as possible. And I guess we're gonna build a granary in the meantime. All right, here's our scout again. So I'm gonna send this scout. He needs to go capture this tribal village as quickly as possible. Just go ahead and avoid that guy. I know I just moved a bunch of tiles at once, which I said not to do, but with religious units, it's not quite the same. All right, so this... Oh, I did it again! I did it again. How am I not noticing this? This is funny. Okay, I was two points short. 2 points short of the golden age, and that is just such a freaking bummer because, again, tons of faith, but I have ways to spend my faith right now. Man, that's rough. I mean, I got like 10 era score off just my religion, but it just wasn't enough. All right, there's that, and there's another era score too. Gosh darn it. All right, their quest is medieval fairs, which is to have 4 trade routes going, and there's to just send a trade route, which I still can't do. Keep running away. You keep shooting. You can take your promotion. Why don't you take woods and rainforest? Move faster in woods and rainforest. We're going to improve this. So this is a 4 food, 2 production, 2 gold. Very nice tile. Improve this here. So this is a 2 food, 3 production, 2 faith, 2 culture. Here we have another settler. And I think with that, I'm going to reassign Magnus over here to Baltimore. Yes. And then I'm going to reassign Reina to New York. And I'm going to promote Reina, so we actually have another one. And I'm going to grab the tax collector for plus 2 gold per citizen, which is plus 14 gold, which is now quite a bit. Okay, so here we have this settler up north. So where are we going to put him? Them. They. So this is a good tile here. And this is a good tile here. It's breathtaking. It's adjacent to... They're both adjacent to wood, so they'll both be worth plus 1 culture. This is a luxury resource I don't have. This is a good food tile. And this will get some of these tundra tiles eventually, which will be a good place for some national parks. Maybe not. It may not be going to be a great St. Basil's Cathedral city, but I want one up that way. I like down here, right? Did I send... Is that where you're going? Yes, that's you. So you're going to go down here. And you... Ooh, actually over here might be good. Got some decent stuff. Yeah, actually, let's start heading east. And think about settling over here. There's some salt, which is a good... Oh, look at all this salt. That's bad. So I think he's going to move on here, and he's going to be able to destroy that unit. But I can't remember what happens when a barbarian attacks your dude. Okay, so he wants... He wants to take my horses for 1 marble. I already have marble, but I have a lot of cities now, so I'm going to accept that. Actually, I don't have marble because the volcano took it out. All right, now we're far enough into the future. Now that we have a little global politics with some resolutions where we get to decide how the game will progress. We can buff up a particular religion. Here's what I do. I pick someone else's religion and give it an extra vote, because if you vote for the winning resolution, you get a diplomatic victory point, so might as well. And I don't care about this for my religion. This one, can I build buildings faster? This, 2 people want no buildings, which sucks. So I'm going to go ahead and say, give me the city center, and I'll put 2 votes in it. So this means that buildings built in the city itself, so like the granary, the walls, all that sort of stuff, those are going to build faster. And that's usually what the AI likes to vote for, is city center. city center. So I got that one right, and I got this one right because I boosted Shaka Zulu. I boosted his religion with my votes. So that means
It's all papers and forms. The entire civil service.
now I can have an alliance, which is cool.
Made of papers.
I got two victory points of the diplomatic variety. I do think this guy does not. I don't think I kill this swordsman. If I shoot him with an arrow and then attack with a scout, I might. And I'm going to try. Okay, calculated risk paid off for me. I want to explore further down here. Okay, so there's somebody else down here. These cultural borders, see how they're solid? That means that it belongs to another civilization. Okay, now you need to move here to chop this woods, and I want to stop building that. I could chop this rainforest, but it's actually a 2-2 tile right now, so it's one of the better things I can do. But I am going to chop this woods here. 4 turns until Magnus is ready. 4 production tile now. Now that did reduce the, as you can see, remember I was saying that this tile did have +2 science, +2 culture. Building a mine next to it, because mines are stinky gross, it reduced the appeal. So it's no longer getting those bonus resources. But that's okay. I'm okay with that. Okay, so the swordsman was able to move on top of my unit, was not able to kill it. So I'm going to keep exploring over here. Holy that's a lot of barbarians. I'm going to have to be careful trying to settle over here. I'm going to definitely have to send some backup in the form of the scout to protect my settler, which is actually already on the way. Wow, that's a lot of guys. All right, another huge flood over here, making this worth a ton of food. You go explore. Right, you can't. Dang it. So that looks like whoever is down there is like literally about to get sieged by the barbarians. Okay, so now we're ready. We're not ready. We need 3 more turns before we can chop this. I guess we're just gonna wait 3 more turns. All right, so we're gonna skip your turn. We're gonna skip your turn. Keep exploring. Another tribal village. There's the encampment. That's pretty good. So this is interesting. So what I see here is I see a river emptying into the ocean, and I see 2 resources from the ocean. So that means that if I settle here and put a harbor, this is a good harbor. So this actually might be an excellent place for a city, so I do want to see what it is. It is tundra, which is interesting, and there is a forest right there, which is also interesting. I want to go into the ocean here to be able to go look around the corner to see. I want to visit. I want to know who this is down here. I want to meet them. I can chop this here, which is going to be 63 production towards my granary, which basically means it's going to finish it this turn. It will reduce the appeal of this tile, which is too bad. It's a 2-1 tile, so I'm just going to go ahead and harvest it right now. Now, did that grant... Okay, so I didn't look. That was stupid. That granted production to this city, because it belonged to this city at the time. Which means that I'm going to have another settler in 4 turns. Which means that when Magnus comes, I'm just going to do 2 more turns and we'll be fine. So, whatever. It works out okay. It's not what I intended, but it works out okay. We can improve this camp here as well. There's some whales. That's a new luxury resource. Again, luxury resources they provide amenities, which makes your people happy. Happy people work harder.
I keep them all. With them, I shall build my castle.
With this one, we can start building even better walls, which we can buy with faith for relatively cheap, 220. So I'm going to put it here. I'm definitely going to put it here. I don't have enough. What? Oh, the ancient walls must be repaired first. So finish this settler and then repair your outer defenses, which only will take 1 turn. Let's see here. I'm going to want Celestial Navigation because I'm going to want some harbors soon. I don't want to lose this guy to this scout, so I need to send this archer back. I'm going to take you down there and drop into the sea here in a second. 1 more turn to skip. Go show me what this tile looks like. So it's a bunch of like weak It's a bunch of weak tundra tiles up there, so right now it's not looking so great. So see that exclamation point? That means that the barbarians have seen my city, and he wants to go back to his home and tattle on me. However, we already destroyed his home. So he can't go anywhere, so he's actually probably just going to throw himself into my city and kill himself. Because they have nothing left to live for. Those barbarians, you know? Okay, that's my camp. Vilnius. Vilnius is a great place. Vilnius is the capital of Estonia, I think, or Lithuania. It's one of those. When you have suzerainty, you gain, for your alliance levels, your theater squares start producing more culture. And I like alliances. However, oh, Shaka Zulu is my friend now, so let's be friends. I wonder if it's because it may have been because I voted with him in the World Council. He's like, yo, it's my boy over here. He's from the Hermetic Order, and we can make an alliance with him. So what kind of alliance do we want? Military alliance is nice with Shaka because it means that if someone starts some stuff with me and attacks me, he's most likely to protect me. So I'm actually going to do that. I like the alliance. So he says, no, I don't want it. Well, I say, well, what do you need? Give me $10 and we can be pals. That works for me, accepting that deal. So now I got that's the bonus for diplomatic service by having an alliance. And now we are buddies. So alliances, they mean more as the game goes on, but right now what it basically means is that now we cannot we cannot attack each other. And I know that Zulu will back me up in a war. He is sending me a delegation. He's sending Ceremonial Iklwa, their name for the sound they make when pulled from wounds. See, like I said, Shaka doesn't mess around. Here's a ceremonial dagger that you pull out of somebody and it goes. Anyway, thanks, Shaka. I did turn off the music in the game because I'm actually pretty sure that I'll get a YouTube copyright strike if I leave the music on, which is too bad because this game has wonderful music, and it will actually play real Zulu music once you meet the Zulu. So I'm sad that we don't get to do that, but that's okay. We could go straight for our Renaissance walls and just go crazy with walls right now. I mean, we are getting 57 faith a turn. However, what else do I want? I like this, Casa de Contracion. Eventually, we're going to need to stay up here to get things like radio, chemistry, and flight, which are all very important for late game culture. We're about to build an aqueduct, so this will get boosted. Niter is pretty cool. It's a nice tile improvement. Lets us build guns and gunpowder. The Hagia Sophia is pretty cool. Probably not going to build it. The Huey Tlalokali is a very cool wonder that you build in a lake. And this is a nice big lake. Maybe I'll build the Huey in this city. Not many people go for it. I have lakes here. It buffs all the lakes in your empire. I have a lake here. I'm going to have a lake here. I'm going to have a lake here. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go for the Huey. So that means we need to research military tactics. I don't have a spearman, so I'm probably not going to be able to do this. But the Huey Teocalli was I think it still exists, I'm not sure. It's a pyramid in Mexico. I think it was an Aztec building. And what it does is it makes all of your lakes give you more food and production. Pretty cool. We got our missionary who can embark now, so I'm going to send him across the seas. And now the final settler coming out of New York for now. I'm thinking this area could be really good. Oh, over here. All right, you need to get that tribal village ASAP. Okay, so if I settle here, I get this +3 harbor. This tile is breathtaking, so it will get +2 culture. Over here, oh, there's a volcano right here. I'm moving here. I'm definitely doing this. I don't care if I'm losing the forest, because this is a nice tile. These tiles are going to get fertilized. It's good stuff. Okay, so this settler. Maybe up here, actually. Colonize this whole area. And lots of food down here, lots of space, lots of desert for making cool desert stuff. Yeah, let's go there. Okay, so Magnus is in position. I'm going to do this. I'm going to cancel my settler by doing this, back on my queue and taking it out. I'm going to make a chop to gain 102 production instantly. I'm going to drop the aqueduct. Now it's only 2 turns away. I'm going to build medieval walls here in New York. Oh, it's got one more turn. And then I'm going to build medieval walls in New York. I want you to go down here. Oh my gosh, what's going on? Who's getting just sieged by barbarians down here? How many tiles am I working here this time? City. I'm working this one. We don't have to have this one locked anymore. This is a 2 food, 3 tiles. This is a better one. We could make this a 2 food, 2 4 production if we build a lumber mill there, which might not be a bad idea here in Baltimore. Since this is not like my... Baltimore is not a beautiful place in my world. It's much more going to be an industrial place. We have finished a trade route here in New York, so now there's a trading post, which means that it can extend the length of my trade routes. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and, before we do this, I want to make sure I build my medieval walls. I might as well build them here as well. Okay. So, we didn't get the Machu Picchu, meaning that this is no longer a necessary place to build our, what's it called? Our theater square. We are going to put a wonder somewhere over here, so maybe the theater square actually goes there. Entertainment complex would be good because we are low on amenities here. We also need housing. We need housing bad. How are we going to get housing? The harbor gets us +1 housing when we build a lighthouse. We're going to get 2+2 housing when we get monarchy. The campus gets +1 housing eventually. Entertainment complex boosts nearby appeal. So if I put it here, it'll boost this appeal, meaning that it might actually get bumped up to the 2 science, 2 culture, which would be nice. We could build a holy site. We could definitely build a holy site here. Where? Here would be good, but no gold. Next turn I'll have enough gold. Could start work on a catapult just so that I have one. Could work on a spearman just so I have one. A galley so I have one. Galley would be stuck in this lake for a while. That's not great. Guess we build a scout in 1 turn. I literally can't get on land. How this what's it called? The skirmisher just like got there and then is just like, all right, I'm good. I'm good here forever. Wait, what happened to my builder? Didn't he have chops left? Oh well. We're about to finish that in 1 turn. Okay, now Kabul is worth 15 gold a turn. That's a lot. Whoa, hold on. Kind of want to get roads. I want to get roads. I want to get roads in between, all of my cities here. Religion converts in 7 turns. Not going to bother buying a missionary for that. Okay, so let's think about this here. If I settle here, I crush this woods. That sucks. I don't like doing that. If I settle here, I'm in the shadow of the volcano. That's rough, and I no longer have a great harbor. I have an okay harbor, not great. There's a good harbor here, but there's no fresh water. It's a good harbor here, but it's a desert with no fresh water. You go here. Mount Fuji. I wonder if Japan's in this game. Yeah, I'm doing it. I don't care if I lose the forest. Oh, there's a forest here anyway, so this tile's great. Great. I could actually remove this marsh. It would reduce the number of food it's producing by 1, but it would also improve the the appeal of this one. But instead, I'm just going to send this builder here to grab this goody hut first, and try for the manyth time to get the Voidsingers. If I don't get it off the next 2, which I have like 2 coming up.
Listen, strange.
Alright, that's monarchy. Now we're King Mr. Fox. I'm King Fox of America. Okay, so what do we want here? How How much gold? 5 gold from units. Okay. So I could get plus 5 gold by putting that there. I now have 3 military policies because, you know, the monarchy is pretty good at raising armies. Because when someone shows up and says, you're doing it or we're going to, you know, kill you. You know what? Amenities from garrisoned units. That's a good one. Remember how New York has amenity problems? I just keep that swordsman there and we're good to go. We have improved an improved wonder building. We have bonus holy site faith. We have. I honestly want +1 production in all cities, for sure. This could be good eventually to get more. Ooh, I do actually want autocratic legacy too. So I'm going to put that here, and I'm going to stop building settlers for now anyway. So that's fine. This is going to build something else. I can build my tier 2 government building now. +3 for diplomatic faith. Diplomatic favor lets you leverage. This lets you get better spies. I like spies a lot, but kind of want to start the Huey soon. So I don't want to get too deep in another build. Like 3 turns, so I could put 3 turns into a builder. I could put 3 turns into an archer. Let's get 3 turns into an archer, because that +1 amenity for military units, I just basically gonna send my military units home and get more amenities in all of my cities. I just want to scout this city. This is ridiculous. Oh, I got feudalism. That's good. I got feudalism too. Oh yeah, I had feudalism. This encampment training. So this eventually let me start building my harbor districts faster. I'm gonna be building a harbor soon, so I want that one. 3 turns for a settler. No, we need to go here, and we need to harvest the 102 food from those cows. So now we drop our industrial zone here. This one we drop our industrial zone. Oops. Need to swap tiles here. So this tile belongs to this city, and then I'll drop another industrial zone over here. And then once this dam gets built, it will also boost that industrial zone, and this is going to be several big boy industrial zones. However, we're not going to build that yet. We're going to build the aqueduct yet even? No, I think we're going to go for the water mill next. And then we're going to buy with faith the ancient walls, and we're going to buy with faith mine. And as you can see, now that I have walls, I can blast this sucker with arrows. There is another new, okay, Washington, Chicago, or rather, Boston to Chicago. Vilnius gets me culture, which is nice to have a road there between there. 11 gold and some culture. It's a lot of gold. It's a lot of gold. But I actually do want the food, because I want the city to grow. So I'm actually going to do this. And also this gets me the roads. Alright, here's the scout. What am I going to do with him? How about go explore over here. Okay, where are we settling over here? There's no mountains. There's no mountains. So that means that a lot of this land is not that nice. You get that ASAP. And you tell me what's on these little islands here. And you... Oh, actually, I'm going to be building Huey, so I'm going to want these lakes. That does change things a bit. So where is the most appealing area around the lakes? Over here with all the forests. So maybe right here, take out the marsh. It's a grassland tile, so it's actually going to be just a 2-1 city, which is kind of lame. Oh, ow. Bye-bye. I don't know how I got that. Oh. Really? Okay, so this tech boost was for military encampment, which means it was worth, like, no culture. It was pretty pathetic. And I still didn't get the Voidsingers. This is crazy. This is really kind of crazy and really sad, actually. This industrial zone would get boosted if this is a lumber mill. So I do have an argument to build a lumber mill there. I'm eventually going to want these all to be farms to both of these cities. Yeah, I guess I'll build a lumber yard. Okay, so this actually is a much bigger island than I thought it was going to be. Alright, so there's some incense.
Tactics mean doing.
Okay, military tactics is now complete. Really? I got a nut. Oh, Jesus Christ. There's a ton of barbarians down here. I don't know if I'll get that one, but gonna have to try. Okay, we built the aqueduct, so let's get military engineering and reveal any niter that we might have in our empire. Oh my gosh, again sniped on my wonder like one turn away. Okay, so what's happening here is I'm building wonders in a city that just doesn't have enough it just does not have enough industry, enough production. And so I'm just losing out on wonders after putting a lot of time into them, which is just really depressing. One turn theater square, never mind, let's do that. Let's get our theater squares up and running. Let's see here. Theater square adjacency, Angkor Wat's pretty good. Chichen Itza and industrial zone adjacencies are good. Alright, I have one envoy. Vilnius wants to be our friends. Unmet player. Okay, so that's actually very possible that Japan is up there. Scientist, trade route, encampment. Medieval fairs have a bunch of trade routes. Send trade route to Valletta. I would like to do that. I'm just going to put one in Vilnius to get the free culture. And I'm just going to rest my what's it called there? My horseman. Okay, that's you. Okay, so we got whales on this island. And the Mahavodi Temple. So let me tell you, the wonders that I really care about are where is it? Steel gives us the Eiffel Tower. All tiles gain +2 appeal. Insanely good for Teddy. The Golden Gate Bridge, harder to use well, but it's really good. +3 amenities. All tiles in the city get +4 appeal. 100% tourism from improvements and national parks. And then trade routes that travel through it multiply the gold. Whew. It's really awesome, but it must be built on a coast and goes across water. So like here to here, maybe we could build the Golden Gate Bridge. Maybe here to here, maybe here to here even. Not here to here because there's a city there. Nah, I don't think here to here. So somewhere in my empire, I'm going to want to have a place where I can bridge a gap over water so that I can get myself a Golden Gate Bridge. I should say the Golden Gate Bridge. Let me out of the water! I want to know who this is! This is insane. Like, between the lack of Voidsingers and just this insanity here, like, I'm gonna get this scout online, he's gonna die. There we go. Oh, it's Robert de Bruce! Sorry, I skipped Robert de Bruce's entrance. Robert de Bruce leads Scotland. Here's the town of Roxburgh. We're gonna send him a delegation. The thing about Robert the Bruce is that Robert the Bruce is really easy to get along with, as long as you don't start war with your neighbors. So we might be able to get friendship with him pretty soon, because he's gonna see that I've never been at war with a neighbor. And he's going to want me to be his friend. Okay, can we build a Huey? We can. We can build a Huey here. This will give +1 amenity for all adjacent lakes, which is 1, 2, 3, 4 adjacent lakes. That's huge if I put it here. If I put it here, I get 1, 2 amenities, but I can put a theater square here theoretically to get the +2 culture from being adjacent to a wonder. I can put it here and get 2 amenities and get +2 culture if I put a what's it called there? If I put it here, I have to buy the tile. I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 amenities, and I can still do it. So it goes here. Now, that's not that much production here. How can we improve our production in this city? Well, we can build a quarry here and a mine here. That'll improve our production. We We also should improve that as well. So I need a builder. This builder has 1 charge left. Go show me. Ooh, this island's actually not bad at all. I might actually go settle this island. It's not going to have any fresh water, but yeah, you go there. What's in here? Oh, a builder. A builder with 3 builds. Okay, this builder with 3 builds, you need to go there. One day I'll have tunnels through these mountains, but not for a very, very long time. Yeah, go improve that too. Oh shit, I've got another unit in there already. This guy got a bunch of builds left, but nothing left to do, so he's just gonna go to sleep. Keep exploring to the west. Kilwa Kilasani, I do like that wonder, but I'm not gonna get it. Mbemba Anzinga. He's another bro. The thing about Mbemba is that he comes from the Congo, and the Congolese people had a little bit of a different relationship with some of the. I'm gonna get a research alliance with Robert the Bruce here. Send him a delegation and get open borders. Open borders means that we'll be more friendly. I have to give away some gold. That's okay. The thing about Mbemba Nazinga is that he likes it. He likes it when you bring your religion to his lands. That's his favorite thing. So we might want, if we can find where his cities are. Huh, he didn't get revealed to me. We can send missionaries to his city to convert them to our religion, and he will like us for it rather than hate us for it, which most other civilizations will dislike. They're like, hey, stop trying to convert my dudes. And you'll be like, whatever. At least that's what I always do. Okay, so that's where this island ends, over there. Let's see what's over here. This has a reef here and nearby rainforest, which means that a campus would be good there. All right, okay, I was not involved in this vote, meaning that it has to do with an emergency. A military emergency. So a city belonging to another civilization was taken by another civilization. And when that happens, sometimes there's an emergency, and the world will sometimes group up to fight against it. Okay, so there's a niter here. This niter is blocking my canal, so we're gonna have to go and delete this. We won't be able to build the canal there anymore. But we'll be able to build a mine here, which will boost both of these. So, it's fine. You take the good with the bad. We have enough faith here for medieval walls, so I'll take it. Now I have 8 housing because of my walls. I like that a lot. I still haven't done anything. Oh, there's another niter mine over here. I haven't done anything about building the pyramids. Are they still available? They are still available. Wow. Maybe I should actually go for them. No one really likes to build them in the desert. No one doesn't, unless there's a desert-loving civ in the game. Not many civs have a desert start bias. Let's see here. I'm gonna want shipyards soon, but I'm not gonna have nearly enough gold to buy them, so I'm not gonna need them anytime really soon. There's the dams. I guess let's get dams. I guess it's not. I don't really need it yet, but all right. Get to work on the aqueduct here. You keep exploring, although you're not going to find any tribal villages because this is where they've already been. Okay, so here's our appeal. This will be a +2 culture type. Wow, 2 niters over there? Okay, that changes things slightly, because with all this floodplains and all this niter, we can make an insane industrial zone over here. Like, we can have, like, mine, you know, dam, aqueduct, industrial zone. Like, there's a lot of possibilities over here. This would be where I'd be cranking out late game wonders and stuff, because those industrial zones would be producing, you know, 30, 40, 50 production, maybe even more. Let's see. Quarry, mine, farm. This isn't, like, it's not a good area for Teddy, but it's a good area, period. You know what I mean? I am gonna like these tiles. These tiles are gonna get pretty nice when if I manage to get Huey. Damn it! I just clicked off my screen. These tiles are gonna be really nice if I manage to get Huey. Which I might. I'm not sure. But I guess I'm gonna settle here because I can still settle these 1, 2, 3, 4. I can still settle these spots too. You know what? I changed my mind. I'm gonna go settle up here. Okay, so what's my plan? I'm gonna have to go pin crazy here. So, the dam wants to be in the middle. Whoops. Dam wants to be in the middle. If I settle here... Oh, no, I'm settling here. Damn. I said I could build a canal to bridge. But if I settle here... 1, 2, 3, it's too close. If I settle here... That's a grassland hill. It's a grassland hill. I'm not going to be able to do any cool canal stuff, so that's fine. So let's think. So city here on the hill. Right? It's not a breathtaking tile or anything like that, so we need to worry about that stuff. We'll put an aqueduct here. Right? We'll put an industrial zone. So the dam being sort of central is nice, but I want it to be able to touch both of my industrial zones. And there's not that many free tiles here. I gotta think about this. This is a difficult one because there's a very optimal way of doing this. Like if I settle over here, like in like a circle around this river complex with all these floodplains, I could go freaking crazy and make like a three-way like dam, industrial zone, aqueduct, industrial zone, aqueduct, industrial zone, aqueduct. So it like wraps all the way around, and it's just like a huge production powerhouse set of cities over there. I don't know how much I need that, though, because my goal is to win the game kind of early by building up a lot of faith and just getting a bunch of national parks online. I know I've been spending a lot of my faith to get walls and stuff, but those will also help me with tourism and winning the game in the long run. I am going to settle this spot because I want to. That's literally the only reason why. I'd rather have the bonus food as my second tile. I'll build the granary. How many turns? 27 to 40 turns until the next era. Plenty of time, but I am going to go send down here and start converting these cities to my religion. Okay, so this island here is cool. Has some nice tiles. We build some seaside resorts possibly eventually. Chop down these rainforests. Oh, actually, you know what? Chop down these rainforests and build seaside resorts, and this will be a nice area. Go over here. Okay, what is this giving us? Up here, there's a lot of good farmland. There's these forest tiles for high appeal and production. The jade all the way over there. I'm not going to get to that anytime soon. I actually didn't end up with that many mountains at all. I was quite surprised. The amphitheater. That'll help us with our culture and start getting some great writer points, and also because we have the oracle, it'll produce more of them. So there's the jade there. The jade there. So I'll get that jade. Ooh, and this is gotta go improve those elephants to get some ivory. Because we keep scouting down here. Yeah, whatever. Cleveland rocks. Cleveland rocks. All right, so we've reached 2 o'clock now. I've officially been streaming for 3 hours, which I think is a pretty good first session. Catastrophic eruption, just as our builders move into position. Fertilizing one of the tiles we're working. Not going to complain about that too much. We are about to head into, what, the industrial era here? Oh no, the Renaissance. We're in the medieval. We're going to head into the Renaissance pretty soon. We are 2nd place on science and 3rd place, looks like, on culture. We will start to catch up, especially as we start being able to improve the appeal of our tiles so that we can create more culture and science tiles, as well as being able to plant forests once Johnny Appleseed shows up, and that we can start planting more trees to make high appeal tiles to produce more science and culture. Then we'll probably catch up. Keep in mind, without the fact that I'm this close, without building any campuses, is what the real power of Bull Moose Teddy is, because I don't have to commit so much productivity to that. Instead, I'm focusing on growing my cities, getting lots of nice tiles. I did waste an incredible amount of production chasing wonders that I never got, which is sad, but such is life. So with that, I'm going to call this the end of the first live stream episode of the Mr. Fox Show ever. Thanks everyone who joined me. Thanks everyone who liked the stream. If you did enjoy what you watched here, please like and subscribe to the channel. I do plan to create more content. I have a pretty wide range of areas of expertise and interest. I plan to do League of Legends streams and Doom Eternal streams and other games, as well as probably some streams on some topics like politics and the election and the legalization of marijuana. You name it. I got a lot of stuff to say. I do this for a living and I love to do it. So like and subscribe, and tell me what if you are watching this after the fact. Tell me in the comments what you liked, what you didn't like about the video, what you'd like to see on the channel, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode of The Mr. Fox Show. Thank you for joining us, and have a great afternoon.